For the house phone, because I'm able to function flash it.
Yeah.
I forgot to use this Spanish. Well, they're the first ones anyway.
I get it, body.
I'm like, what are these papers? Yes, but I just wanted to let you know that we have three houses. I marked them, they're towards the bottom, unable to. So. Okay, and the interpreter's online. Okay, thank you. gonna do the, OT first? You know, so I know that the word says it's the one that's one. I have 23 in the Padoka and number 12. He said 22 Spanish. All right.
Good morning. You may be seated. All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for June 16, 2025. I am Commissioner Elizabeth Campbell. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. Persons appearing before this court are reminded that they have the right to remain silent and that anything they say could be used against them. Most of you have qualified for a court-appointed attorney. If you have not qualified for a court-appointed attorney, or even if you have, you may retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I will be calling you up individually when your name is called. Please proceed to the podium at the conclusion of your matter. Detention officers will have paperwork for you. That paperwork will detail my orders in your case. It will also have the dates, times, and locations of your future hearings. All right. Oh, I forgot. We have the interpreter on the phone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry. Should I start over?
No, I believe I can do that.
Okay, I apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you. Buenos días, soy la comisionada Elizabeth Campbell. Esta es la orden, esa es la lista de comparecencias de las 11 de la mañana de junio 16 del 2025. La orden sobre la toma de huellas dactilares y ADN, que fue emitida el primer día de este mes en la primera lista de comparecencia, también aplica a los casos de hoy. Recuerde que si usted dice algo en esta audiencia, podrá ser usado en su contra. Después de que le llame y pase usted al podio, vamos a repasar sus acusaciones y después de haberlo hecho, va a recoger un documento y regresar.
All right. We are going to start this morning with Luis Espinoza Lopez, please.
Empezaremos esta mañana con Luis Espinoza López, por favor.
All right, Mr. Lopez, please state your name for the record.
Señor López, por favor diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Luis Espinoza López.
Luis Espinoza López.
And Mr. Lopez, what is your date of birth?
Su fecha de nacimiento.
15 de enero del 98.
January 15th of 98.
Thank you. And you were arrested yesterday on charges of transportation and or sale of narcotic drugs, a Class 2 felony.
Usted fue arrestado el día de ayer por el transporte o venta de drogas nocivas, siendo un delito categoría 2.
And money laundering, a Class 3 felony.
Y lavado de dinero, un delito categoría 3.
I did find probable cause for those violations.
Determiné que existe un motivo fundado para vincularlo a las acusaciones
and I am appointing you an attorney.
y le estoy asignando un abogado.
I'm setting two hearings in your case, the first on June 23rd at 8:30 and the next one on June 25th at 8:30.
Estoy programando dos audiencias para usted. La primera es el 23 de junio a las 8:30 y la segunda el 25 de junio a las 8:30.
Both of those hearings will be in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court.
Y estas dos audiencias se ventilarán en el Tribunal Superior del Condado de Maricopa en el centro de la ciudad de Phoenix.
I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $100,000.
En su caso, estoy fijando una fianza de $100,000 en efectivo solamente.
In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you would be subject to other release conditions, including electronic monitoring.
Si es que usted deposita la fianza y se le pone en libertad, usted está sujeto a otras medidas cautelares, incluyendo monitoreo electrónico.
Okay, go ahead, step to the left, officer has your paperwork.
Pase a la izquierda, tome su documento.
All right. Eloisa Valenzuela, please.
Eloisa Valenzuela, pase por favor.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name for the record.
Buenos días, señora. Por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Eloisa Ibarra Valenzuela.
Eloisa Ibarra Valenzuela.
And Ms. Valenzuela, what is your date of birth?
¿Su fecha de nacimiento, señora Valenzuela?
10/31 del 87.
10/31 of 87.
All right. And you were arrested yesterday on charges of DUI, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Usted fue arrestada el día de ayer bajo acusaciones de conducir bajo los efectos del alcohol. Esta es una falta categoría 1.
And I apologize, your arrest was earlier today.
Y mis disculpas, usted fue arrestada el día de hoy.
DUI with a BAC of .08 or more.
Que tenía una concentración de alcohol en la sangre de 0.08 o más.
That's also a misdemeanor. And
Then-
exceeding the post, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
No, the DUI with a BAC of .08 or more, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Entonces, este DUI es de 0.08 o más. Esta es una falta categoría 1.
And exceeding the posted speed by more than 20 miles per hour, also a misdemeanor.
Y exceder la velocidad, el límite de velocidad por más de 20 millas, también es una falta.
I did find probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing you an attorney.
Determiné que existe un motivo fundado para vincularla a estas acusaciones y estoy nombrando un abogado para usted.
In your new matter, I am setting a hearing in the Arrowhead Justice Court on June 19th at 8:30 a.m.
En el nuevo caso, estoy programando una audiencia en el juzgado de la ciudad de Arrowhead. Este es para el junio 19 a las 8:30.
In your new matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $150.
Y en su nuevo caso, estoy fijando una fianza en la cantidad de $150.
Now, you are also here because the Maricopa County Superior Court issued a warrant for your arrest for failure to appear in your matter before that court.
Y también se encuentra aquí porque se emitió una orden de detención en su contra por parte del departamento del sheriff del condado de Maricopa por no haber comparecido a este caso, en este caso.
In that matter, I am not appointing you an attorney because if you were eligible to have an attorney appointed, one should already have been appointed for you.
Ahora no estoy nombrando un abogado para usted en esa causa porque si usted hubiese calificado para uno en ese caso, ya se lo hubiesen asignado.
You may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you.
Por supuesto, usted puede contratar a su propio abogado y pagar de su propio bolsillo.
I am setting two hearings in that matter, the first on June 23rd at 8:30 and the next one on June 25th at 8:30.
Estoy programando dos audiencias para usted. La primera es el 23 de junio a las 8:30 y la segunda el 25 de junio a las 8:30.
Both of those hearings will be in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court.
Y estas dos audiencias se ventilarán en el Tribunal Superior del Condado Maricopa en el centro de la ciudad de Phoenix.
In your Maricopa County Superior Court matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750.
Y en el caso del Tribunal Superior del Condado Maricopa, estoy fijando una fianza en la cantidad de $750 para asegurar su comparecencia.
Go ahead, step to the left.
Pase a la izquierda.
All right, Mr. Interpreter, that's everybody I have marked as needing your services this morning, but could you,
I think I have one more.
oh,
Escalante.
we have one more, at least one more. And I'm sorry, officer, who is it?
Number one. Fuentes Escalante.
Oh, thank you. All right, Mr. Escalante, go ahead and state your name for the record.
Señor Escalante, diga su nombre para las actas.
Nestalí Fuentes Escalante.
Perdón, ¿Nestalí qué?
Fuentes Escalante.
Nestalí Fuentes Escalante.
All right, Mr. Fuentes Escalante, what is your date of birth?
¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento, señor Fuentes Escalante?
El 21 del 88.
21st of 88.
What is the month?
¿Y en qué mes?
El 21 de 1988.
The 21st of 1988.
4. Mes 4.
On the 4th month.
Thank you. All right, you were arrested yesterday on charges of resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Ok, gracias. Usted fue arrestado el día de ayer por desobediencia de particulares ante la autoridad pública. Es una falta categoría 1.
And obstructing a public highway or thoroughfare, also a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Y también obstaculizar una autopista pública o una vía pública. También es una falta.
I did find probable cause for both of those violations.
Determiné que existe un motivo fundado para vincularlo a las dos acusaciones.
Because of the nature of the charges, you are not entitled to have me appoint an attorney here for you today.
Debido al carácter de las acusaciones en su contra, usted no reúne requisitos para que se le asigne un abogado aquí el día de hoy.
However, you may of course retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you.
Sin embargo, y por supuesto, usted puede contratar a su propio abogado para que lo represente.
I am setting a hearing on July 2nd at 1 p.m. in the Goodyear Municipal Court.
Estoy programando una audiencia para el 2 de julio en... I'm sorry, Your Honor, what time was that?
Goodyear Municipal Court. I'm sorry, Goodyear Municipal Court.
Yes, Your Honor, you said July 2nd. I was asking about the time.
Oh, at 1 p.m., I'm sorry.
That's all right, thank you, Your Honor. Entonces estoy programando una audiencia para usted el 2 de julio a la 1 de la tarde en el juzgado de Goodyear.
Mr. Fuentes Escalante, will you go to that hearing?
Señor Fuentes Escalante, ¿va usted a comparecer a esa audiencia? Yes.
Sí.
Yes.
I'm going to release you.
Mhm.
I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance.
Hoy lo pondré en libertad bajo palabra juratoria.
If you do not go to that hearing, an arrest warrant may issue for you.
Si no comparece a esta audiencia, es posible que se emita una orden de detención en su contra.
Go ahead, step to left. Officer has your paperwork for you.
Pase a la izquierda, la gente tiene sus documentos.
All right. Mr. Interpreter, will you inquire in the gallery if anybody else needs your services this morning?
Of course, Commissioner. Buenos días, soy el intérprete judicial. Si necesita interpretación en español en esta audiencia? Por favor, levante su mano.
I don't get a hand, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Interpreter, we have no hands. Thank you so much for your assistance.
You're quite welcome, Your Honor. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to go to Jeffrey Dugan and then James Hansen, please. Morning, sir. Go ahead. State your name for the record.
Jeffrey Dugan,
And Mr. Dugan, what is your date of birth?
6/23/88.
All right, and you were arrested yesterday on charges of discharging a firearm at a residence, a Class 2 felony, aggravated assault, Class 3 felony, discharging a firearm at a non-residence, a Class 3 felony, possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, discharging a firearm within city limits, a Class 6 felony, endangerment, a Class 6 felony, carrying a weapon in the commission of a felony, a Class 6 felony, criminal damage, a Class 6 felony, disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Did find probable cause for all of those. I am appointing you an attorney. And I am setting, oh, wait, let me back up, hold on. Yeah. Until I need to update that, I'm sorry. I am appointing you an attorney. And I am setting a hearing on June 23rd at 8:30 and June 25th at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $500,000. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you would be subject to other release conditions, including electronic monitoring, no returning to the scene of the alleged crime. All right, we will have your paperwork for you here in just a second. You can go ahead, Steph.
You go ahead and have a seat in the back left, okay?
James Hansen, please. And then Rodney Collins. All right, Mr. Hansen, go ahead, state your name for the record.
James Dale Hansen,
And Mr. Hansen, what's your date of birth?
January 3rd, 1977.
Thank you. And you were arrested yesterday on charges of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, possession of a weapon in a drug offense, a Class 4 felony, possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing you an attorney. I'm setting 2 hearings in your case, the first on June 23rd at 8:30 and the next one on June 25th at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your case in the amount of $25,000. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, I am reminding you that you may not possess weapons. Go ahead, step to the left. Rodney Collins, please. Morning, sir. Go ahead, state your name for the record.
Rodney Collins,
And Mr. Collins, what is your date of birth?
7768.
Thank you. And you were arrested yesterday on charges of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, aggravated DUI wrong-way driving, that's a Class 4 felony, carrying a weapon in commission of a felony, a Class 6 felony, and failing to admit that you were carrying a deadly weapon, that's a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for all of those. For purposes of appointing you an attorney, based upon the information that you provided to, oops, actually, I need to update this one as well, sorry.
Okay.
Julie. I am appointing you an attorney, and I'm just updating my order to reflect that I am appointing you an attorney. I'm setting 2 hearings on June 23rd at 8:30 and June 25th at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $25,000. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, I am reminding you, you may not possess any weapons. Go ahead, step to the left. Bradley Thompson, please, and then Thomas Anderson. Hello, sir. Give me just a second. Okay. All right, Ms. Thompson, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Bradley Thompson,
And Ms. Thompson, what is your date of birth?
9/11/04.
Thank you. And you are here today because you were arrested yesterday on charges of aggravated assault class 3 felony, aggravated assault class 4 felony, resisting arrest using physical force, a class 6 felony, and assault, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for all of those. Based on the information that you provided to pretrial services, I am finding that you are not indigent, so I am not appointing an attorney for you today. However, you may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting 2 hearings in your case, the first on June 23rd at 8:30 and the next one on June 25th at 8:30, both in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am, give me just a second. Oh, it's the same document. Okay. I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $50,000. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you would be subject to certain release conditions, including electronic monitoring, and you would not be permitted to return to the scene of the alleged crime. Okay? Go ahead, step left. Thomas Anderson, please. All right, Mr. Anderson, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Thomas Anderson,
Mr. Anderson, what's your date of birth?
7/18/88.
Thank you. And you are here today because I'm sorry, hold on. A justice of the peace in Sierra Vista issued a warrant for your arrest. Based upon, it looks like your charges involve dangerous drugs in that county.
I was under the assumption the charges were vacated because I had just got released from prison March 4th, and I'm currently in a sober living environment, and I'm working. So when I got stopped by the police, I was very confused on why I got arrested.
So you were arrested yesterday. This warrant was confirmed as of yesterday. It was confirmed at 9:46 p.m. yesterday.
Right, but I don't know why they wouldn't have said anything when I got released from prison.
That I don't know. So based upon this information, what I have today, an attorney should be appointed for you at your next hearing, which will be in Sierra Vista Justice Court on June 19th at 8:30 a.m. Pursuant to that arrest warrant, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $15,000. So if you are still in custody, they will, jail staff or detention officers will make sure you are able to attend that hearing. Either you'll get transported to that county, or you can attend remotely, so they can make that
Since I'm still currently working, I'm staying in a sober living environment. Like, I got released from prison, doing everything well. Is there any way I can do an RO and then I can have my sober living take me to that court date?
Because I'm looking at the warrant, and the warrant was just confirmed yesterday. No.
Because I'm in a sober living environment, so they have to take me to my set appointment.
Right, and I understand that. I'm going to leave the warrant, the bond set where it is on this case, but you can get, and then hopefully when you get this case.
It's taking me a lot to get to where I'm at.
I understand that beds are really hard to come by in sober living facilities. I do understand that.
And I'm working. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I'm sober. I'm in drug recovery. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and this isn't even supposed to be there.
So the hearing date is set on June 19th at 8:30. So that's in 3 days. So hopefully, if you're still in custody at that point, it's just 3 days. So hopefully that won't and you've talked to the judge at that point. Hopefully that won't interrupt your recovery. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Step to the left. Curtis Stout, please. All right, Mr. Stout, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Curtis Elijah Stout, April 3rd, 1985.
Thank you. And you are here on 3 matters, so we're going to start by talking about your Maricopa County Superior Court matters first, okay? I know you were arrested yesterday, but we're going to work our way backwards to that. All right, so you have 2 matters currently pending before the Maricopa County Superior Court. We're going to start with your CR 2024-102922 matter. In that matter, the Maricopa County Superior Court has issued a warrant for your failure to appear. I'm not appointing you an attorney in that matter because if you are entitled to have an attorney appointed, one should already have been appointed for you. You may, of course, always retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing in that matter on June 23rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in that matter in the amount of $750. Now, you are also here because the Maricopa County Superior Court issued a warrant for your arrest on a direct complaint matter. That direct complaint alleges that on or about December 6, 2024, you committed the offense of taking the identity of another, a Class 4 felony. On or about December 6, 2024, you committed the offense of theft of credit card or obtaining credit card by fraudulent means, a Class 5 felony, and on or about December 6, 2024, you committed the offense of fraudulent use of a credit card, a Class 1 misdemeanor. In that matter, I am appointing you an attorney, and I am setting hearings on June 23rd at 8:30 and June 25th at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in that case in the amount of $1,000. Now, finally, you are here because you were arrested yesterday on charges of obtaining services without paying, which is a misdemeanor. Did find probable cause for that. I am appointing you an attorney in that matter. And I'm setting a hearing in Surprise Municipal Court on June 24th at 1:30 p.m. In that matter, I am setting a $50 secured appearance bond as a placeholder so that you can get time in credit for time in custody in that matter. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Steph. My King Calvin. All right, sir, go ahead, state your name for the record.
My King Calvin,
All right, Mr. Calvin, what's your date of birth?
1997.
Thank you. All right, you have 3 matters before the court this morning. So we're going to go ahead and talk about your new charges. You were arrested earlier today on possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing you an attorney. I'm setting 2 hearings in your new case, the first on June 23rd at 8:30 and the next one on June 25th at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. In your new matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. Now, you are currently on probation in 2 Maricopa County cases. And in each of those cases, the court has issued warrants for your arrest on allegations that you violated your probation. In both of those probation violations, I am appointing you an attorney, and I am setting hearings on June 23rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. In the CR 2025-111770 matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In your CR 2022-006706 matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. In the event you are able to post your bonds and secure your release, I am reminding you, you would need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours, okay? Go ahead, step to left. Alejandro Romero, please, and then Ronnie Reyes. All right, Mr. Romero, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Alejandro Romero,
Mr. Romero, what's your date of birth?
June 27, 1994.
Thank you, and you are here today because the Maricopa County Superior Court issued a warrant for your arrest on allegations that you violated your probation, in your case, CR 2021-139954. In that matter, I am appointing you an attorney, and I'm setting a hearing on June 23rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in that matter in the amount of $1,500. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you would need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All right, go ahead, step to left. Ronnie Reyes, please, and then Jasmine Carter. All right. Sir, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Ronnie George Reyes,
And Mr. Reyes, what's your date of birth?
11/17/1966.
I'm sorry, what is your date of birth?
11/17/1966.
Okay. I am showing that your date of birth is January 1st, 1966.
Oh, right. It's November 11th, 17th, 1966.
Okay, so you're saying it's November 11th, 1966?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and update that, although your date of birth is going to show on, I think I can update my paperwork here, but your paperwork will show that it's 1/1/1966, okay? Huh?
There's no date of birth.
Oh, there's no date of birth, okay. Thank you. All right, you were arrested yesterday on criminal trespass charges, trespass in a public service or facility, Sky Harbor, which is a Class 5 felony. I did find probable cause for that. I am appointing you an attorney. I am setting 2 hearings in your case, the first on June 23rd at 8:30 and the next one on June 25th at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your case in the amount of $1,500, okay?
Right.
All right, go ahead, step to left. Officer, we'll have your paperwork for you. Jasmine Carter, please. All right, Ms. Carter, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Jasmine Carter,
And Ms. Carter, what is your date of birth?
June 1st, 1985.
Thank you. All right, and you are here today because the Maricopa County Superior Court issued a warrant for your arrest on allegations that you violated your probation in CR 2023-000603. In that probation violation matter, I am appointing you an attorney, and I am setting a hearing on June 23rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in that matter in the amount of $750. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you will need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Go ahead, step to left. R.V. Howard, please. All right, Mr. Howard, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Avi Howard.
And Mr. Howard, what is your date of birth?
May 31st, 95.
Thank you. All right, you were arrested yesterday on charges of criminal trespass in the first degree.
I was right across the street from my house, and I thought the cops were just gonna let me go, and they arrested me and brought me. I've never been arrested before.
Okay.
But they decided to bring me here.
Okay, so we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about that. Let me get through this piece, and then we'll talk about that. Okay. So you were arrested for criminal trespass in the first degree, residential yard. That's a misdemeanor. Disorderly conduct. It's a misdemeanor. Possession of drug paraphernalia, a felony, and possession of dangerous drugs, a felony. I did find probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing you an attorney. So I'm looking at your. Okay. So you're working, are you working, it looks like you're working full-time?
Yeah, I work at the Marriott and I work at Shake Shack.
Okay. All right. And how long, and where do you live?
I live in Surprise.
Okay, but you were saying you live right across the street from where this happened?
Yeah, right across the street.
Okay, and do you have family here in Arizona?
I do.
Okay. Do you have? I mean, do you have people that you care for?
I don't want them that. Yeah, I take care of my family, like my brothers and stuff, but I don't want them to know that I was here. Okay.
Well, and I get that can be stressful in a family environment. All right. And when are you scheduled to work next?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wait, what is?
It's Monday morning.
Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. All right. You All right, the Form 4 alleges that you were in somebody else's backyard, and you realize that you can't go into other people's backyards, right?
Right.
Okay. The PSATs, I am gonna, if I give you a hearing date, will you go to that?
Absolutely.
And you're telling me this is the first time you've been in trouble?
Yeah, I'm military, so I've been home for about 3 years now.
Okay.
This is just like something, that's why I was so scared about it.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to go ahead and release you today on your own recognizance. You are going to be subject to certain release conditions, and we'll go over those in just a second. I'm setting hearings in your case, the first on July 1st at 8:30 and the second one on July 3rd at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. Will you go to those?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you need to make a point to go to those, because if you don't go to those, a warrant may issue for your arrest and you'll be right back here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Like I said, I'm releasing you today on your own recognizance. I am saying in my order that you may not go back to the scene of the alleged crime. That's your neighbor's backyard. Don't go back there. No contact with the alleged victim. That would be your neighbor, right? Okay. All right. There's other release conditions in there, but I did want to point those out. You need to make sure you go to your hearing.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I will.
All right. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, step
All right,
away.
thank you.
All right. Irving Rendon, please. All right, Mr. Rendon, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Irving Rendon,
Mr. Rendon, what's your date of birth?
11/18/1990.
Thank you. And you are here today because you were arrested yesterday on disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor assault, misdemeanor criminal damage, misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for all of those. Because of the nature of the charges, you are not entitled to have me appoint an attorney here for you today. However, you may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 3rd at 9 a.m. Will you go to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. However, you are subject to certain release conditions, and those are set forth in your paperwork. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with the alleged victim. You may not reside at the same location as any alleged victim or go to an alleged victim's residence.
Understand?
Okay, go ahead, Steph Glass.
Thank you.
Glass Haro, please.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Haro, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Blas Adam Harrell,
All right, and Mr. Haro, which date of birth?
10/10/1974.
Thank you. And you were arrested yesterday on charges of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause for those. I am appointing you an attorney, and I am setting 2 hearings in your case, the first on July 1st at 8:30 and the next one on July 3rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. Will you go to those?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to release you to pretrial services today. That means you need to register with pretrial services, and they will do things like help you get to your court hearings, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, step to the left. Jarek, I'm sorry, I felt like I was yelling there. Jarek Addo, please. All right, Mr. Addo, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Jared Ado,
Oh, I'm so sorry. And Mr. Addo, what is your date of birth?
June 9th, 1994.
Thank you. And you are here today because you were arrested yesterday on charges of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, a misdemeanor, and criminal damage, a misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for those. Because of the nature of the charges, though, you are not entitled to have me appoint an attorney here for you today. However, you may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 2nd at 1 p.m. in the Goodyear Municipal Court. Will you go to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. Keep in mind, however, that your release is subject to certain conditions, including not returning to the scene of the alleged crime. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead, step left. Daniel Montano, please, and then Alan Nieves.
He's a household.
Oh, sorry, now I see the little house. Sorry about that. All right, sir, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Daniel Montano,
And Mr. Montano, what is your date of birth?
5/14/96.
Thank you. And you are here because the Manistee Justice Court issued a warrant for your arrest for failure to appear in their matter involving driving with a suspended or revoked license with an offense date of on or about April 30th of 2025. In that matter, I am not appointing you an attorney because based upon the charges, you're not entitled to have me appoint an attorney here for you today. You may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 2nd at 10:30 in the Manistee Justice Court. Will you go to that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. You do need to go to that hearing or another arrest warrant may issue, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead, step left. All right, officers, I think that's everybody?
Yep, all the household.
Okay. All right. We have 3 house calls today. These individuals are not able to be with us because they are a danger to self, a danger to others, or otherwise not able to function for being with us here in court today. Our first house call is Alan Nieves. Mr. Nieves' date of birth is June 13th of 1997. Mr. Nieves is here with us today because
He's unable to function, ma'am.
he is unable to function. All right. And the East Mesa Justice Court issued a warrant for his arrest. And this is an initial arrest warrant based upon assault allegations stemming from an incident on October 22nd of 2024. In this matter, hold on, just because of the nature of the charges, Mr. Nieves is not entitled to have me appoint an attorney for him here today. However, of course, he may, of course, retain his own attorney. My intention at this point is to release him on his own recognizance. However, well, I should go back. And therefore, I'm setting a hearing on July 2nd at 9 a.m. All right, our second house call is Oscar Reyes. Mr. Reyes's date of birth is March 27th of 1992. Mr. Reyes is here because he is also unable to function because the Arrowhead Justice Court issued a warrant for his arrest for failure to appear in his matter involving excessive speed and driving with a suspended or revoked license, both of which occurred on or about January 1st of 2025. Because of the nature of the charges, Mr. Reyes is not entitled to have me appoint an attorney for him here today. However, of course, he may retain an attorney at his own expense to represent him. I am setting a hearing my intention at this point is to release Mr. Reyes on his own recognizance, and I am setting a hearing on July 1st at 2 p.m. in the Arrowhead Justice Court. Our last house call is Jeremiah McPherson. Mr. McPherson's date of birth is April 12th of 1994. Mr. McPherson is here because the Maricopa County Superior Court issued warrants for his arrest on allegations that he violated his probation in cases CR 2022-104865 and CR 2024-158856. In each of those matters, I am appointing him an attorney, and in each of those matters, I am setting a hearing on June 23rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. In his 22 matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500, and in his 24 matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. All right, if anything changes once I talk to Mr. Nieves, Mr. Reyes, or Mr. McPherson, I will update my written orders in their cases. All right, and with that, we are going to stand adjourned from the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar, and we are going to stand in recess until the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar, and we are off. All right.
You know what?
Oh, thank you, everyone. Please be seated. It's not even on you. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for Monday, June 16th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of June will apply to the hearings on this calendar. As we get started in here this afternoon, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I'll ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in front of me in the courtroom. For those of you that can't see it, there is a gray podium right here in front of me. I'll ask the next two people that I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door. I think there's a blue and a green chair right here. If you will, please listen carefully for your name and follow from the second chair to the first chair, from the first chair into the courtroom. I know that seems pretty dumb, but I promise you that doing that will make this calendar move much faster than just waiting for you to come individually from where you're seated now. So if you will, please listen for your name, move through the chairs into the courtroom. That'll get everybody where they need to go after this docket a little bit sooner. Once you work your way into the courtroom and you're behind the podium, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I will explain to you why you're here this afternoon. After that, I'll tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Those lawyers are sometimes called public defenders. Those of you here on criminal cases, you have the right to the assistance of counsel. If you do not qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, that just means you'll have to hire a private lawyer to represent you, but you always have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case. After we talk about lawyers, I will give you the next court hearing dates and times that you'll have to attend after this court hearing. And the last thing that we'll do while you're in the courtroom is talk about whether you are legally eligible for release from custody. If you are, we will talk about on what terms and conditions you can be released. In addition to that right to the assistance of counsel, you all also have the right to remain silent. These are recorded criminal proceedings. That means anything that you do choose to say in the courtroom will be preserved on the recording. That can be used against you at any point down the line in these proceedings. Unless you have already made arrangements with a private lawyer, there will not be a lawyer in the courtroom here this afternoon for your defense. Because you will not have a lawyer in here and because anything you say could be used against you, I will strongly caution all of you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here. If you have questions, comments, want to say something about the facts and circumstances that brought you here, I encourage you to save that for a hearing where you have legal counsel present so you can discuss that with a lawyer before you make any statements that you then can't take back that could be used against you. Last thing I'll tell you all is that all of the information that you get while you're in the courtroom will be contained in a written document. It's called a release order. You'll get a copy of it when you're done in the courtroom and you step back into the room that you're in right now. So please don't feel like you need to memorize dates, times, conditions as we go through them in the courtroom, but please keep that paperwork with you wherever you go from here. As long as you keep that paperwork, come tomorrow, next week, you can look back at it. You'll still have your court dates, times, you'll have the address to the court and all the other information you get while you're in the courtroom. Still nothing? No. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Can I please have Augustine Pasillas all the way into the courtroom behind this gray podium? Kai Kelly, if you would please have a seat in this first chair right inside the door. Travis Hansen, if you'd please have a seat in the second chair. All right, can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Augustine Pasillas, 8/1888.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pasillas. You are here on 4 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a bench warrant that was issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony DUI case. In that existing case, you already have a lawyer assigned to represent you. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next court hearing in that existing case will be a status conference June 24th. It'll be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. The next 2 matters that you're here on are both warrants issued by the Surprise Municipal Court. Both of them involve a misdemeanor allegation of contracting without a license, but it's 2 different cases. In both of those cases, both of those misdemeanor cases, you're entitled to a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of release conditions. The lawyer that will be appointed for you in the misdemeanor cases will be appointed by the next judge you see at your next court hearing. Your next hearing on those 2 misdemeanor warrants will be an arraignment hearing June 24th. That hearing will be at 1:30 in the afternoon. It'll be in the Surprise Municipal Court. Excuse me. On those 2 misdemeanor warrants, you have a $100 secured appearance bond each. So total your monetary bond is $2,700. The last matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 2 counts. 2 counts of aggravated driving under the influence. They're both class 4 felonies. 2 counts of driving under the influence as class 1 misdemeanors. 1 count of extreme driving under the influence. That's also a class 1 misdemeanor. And 1 count of criminal speeding. That's a class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations. On the new charges, I have appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Your next court hearings for those new allegations will be a status conference June 20th and then a preliminary hearing June 25th. Both of them will be at 8:30 downtown. On those new charges, because at least one of them is a felony offense that is alleged to have been committed while you were on pretrial release in that existing felony DUI case, you are not eligible for release on bond. That means you will be held in custody without bail on those new charges, at least until you have an evidentiary hearing. That hearing is scheduled for June 23rd. It'll be at 1:30 in the afternoon. Between now and the 23rd, you will not be eligible for release on bond on those new charges. Practically, what that means is that you should wait until after that hearing on the 23rd before attempting to post the other monetary bonds. Even if you walked out right now and posted that bond, you would still be in custody on those new charges. So wait until after that hearing on the 23rd before looking to post the other bonds. Do you understand all that information?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pacias. You can step back and get your paperwork. Kai Kelly, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mr. Hanson, if you would shift over to the first chair, please. Then if I could have Christian Gonzalez Diaz in the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Kai Kelly, May 28th, 1997.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, that's a class 5 felony, and 1 count of assault, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd and then a preliminary hearing June 25th. They will both be at 8:30, both in the Superior Court downtown. On those allegations, you have a $10,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means that you do have the option of using a bonding company to post that bond. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, prior to your physical release, you will be affixed with an ankle monitor for electronic monitoring. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot go back to the scene where the underlying events giving rise to these allegations took place. You cannot have contact, physical or otherwise, with the alleged victim. You cannot possess any weapons or consume alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Whether or not you are released from custody, you are ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have been served upon you or are later served upon you. If these orders in combination mean that I'm ordering you not to return to your primary residence, if you are released from custody, you must find an alternate residence at least until your first hearing on the 23rd. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kelly. You can step back and get your paperwork. Yes.
There's no one available and you can play.
Okay.
So what time?
Yeah, just from the end. All right, Travis Hanson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Anthony De La Torre, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Travis Hanson, May 30th, 1967.
Did you say May 30th or 8:30?
May.
May. Thank you, Mr. Hanson. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of attempted fraudulent schemes and artifices, 1 count of theft of a means of transportation. Those 2 allegations are class 3 felonies. 6 counts of using false pretenses in a public record. Those are all class 6 felonies. 2 counts of forgery, also class 6 felonies. I have found probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd, and then you'll have a preliminary hearing June 25th, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $10,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot have contact with any complainants, witnesses, no contact with family members, children, grandparents, spouses of any deceased victims. You cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you must continue to provide the court proof of your local address. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yep.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hanson. You can step back and get your paperwork. Christian Gonzalez Diaz, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Nathaniel Holmes, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Christian Gonzalez, February 24th, 2001.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gonzalez, is your full legal last name Gonzalez Diaz?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of aggravated driving under the influence. It is a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd, and then a preliminary hearing June 25th. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On this allegation, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you cannot consume any alcohol. If you're released from custody, you also cannot operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I need to ask my clerk to reprint your paperwork, but we'll reprint that for you and we'll bring it out to you if you want to take a seat back to your left.
Have a seat in the back left, okay?
Yeah. Anthony De La Torre, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Lizette Johnson, if you please work your way to the second chair. Right up here, sir, if you would, behind this podium, please. All right, can I have your name and date of birth? Right in the chair, right inside, right next to this gentleman in the red. Thank you.
Anthony Isaac De La Torre, and my birthday is 12/20/97.
Thank you, Mr. De La Torre. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are one count of aggravated assault. It is a Class 5 felony. One count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of criminal trespassing, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd, and then a preliminary hearing June 25th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot return to the scene where these alleged events took place. You cannot have contact with the complainant or any witnesses. You also cannot possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription if you're released from custody. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Nathaniel Holmes, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Clarissa Billy, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Mr. Holmes, while you're walking up, will you pull your arms out of your shirt, please? Thank you so much. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Nathaniel Holmes, 19/85.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a sentencing hearing in an existing case involving felony drug and misdemeanor driving under the influence allegations. You have a lawyer already assigned to you in that case. That lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next court hearing will be a status conference June 23rd. It'll be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you're released from custody, you cannot possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. And if you are released, you cannot operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Holmes. You can step back and get your paperwork.
So it's just a $2,500 bond needs to be posted? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
You have yes. If you post that bond, you're eligible for release. If you don't post it, you'll stay in custody at least until your hearing on the 23rd.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Holmes. Lizette Johnson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Ignacio Jimenez, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Josette Johnson, 12/17/1992.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. You are here on a bench warrant issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at a status conference in an existing felony drug case. You have a lawyer already assigned to you in that case. That lawyer will continue to represent you. Your next court hearing will be a new status conference on June 23rd. After that, you'll have a preliminary hearing June 25th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
Okay.
On that warrant, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Are you releasing your...
You have a bond. You have to post that bond.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Johnson. You can step back and get your paperwork. Clarissa Billy, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Robert Luck, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Clarissa Billy, 5/9/19... May 9, 1983.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Billy. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a probation violation warrant. In that case, the petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in the probation proceedings. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing June 23rd. It'll be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $750 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a warrant issued by the Surprise Municipal Court. That one is a post-adjudication warrant in a misdemeanor disorderly conduct case. You are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of release conditions on that misdemeanor warrant. That lawyer will be appointed for you by the next judge you see at your next court hearing. Your next hearing on that misdemeanor warrant will be an arraignment hearing June 24th. It'll be at 1:30 in the Surprise Municipal Court. On that warrant, you have a $50 secured appearance bond. So your total bond for both cases will be $800. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you are ordered not to possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Billy. You can step back and get your paperwork. Ms. Fernandez, are you a court interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Mr. Jimenez, if you'll give me a minute, if you'll take a seat in the chair and just wait for 1 second, I need to take one matter because we have an interpreter. Okay, Madam Interpreter, are you ready to do the Spanish matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can I please have Eduardo Jerónimo Rangel into the courtroom behind the podium?
Eduardo Jerónimo Rangel, pase a la sala y colóquese detrás del podio.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Can I ask you to state your full name and date of birth, please?
Buenas tardes, señor. Por favor, diga su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Eduardo Jerónimo Rangel.
Eduardo Jerónimo Rangel.
Mi fecha de nacimiento es 12 de febrero del 2000.
My date of birth is February 12, 2000.
Thank you very much, sir. As you can hear, we are using the assistance of a court interpreter for purposes of this hearing. You've done great so far, but I'll just ask that you please allow the interpreter an opportunity to interpret what I say into Spanish, what you say back into English, even if you understand some of what I say in English.
Muchas gracias, señor. Estamos utilizando los servicios de una intérprete judicial. Ha hecho usted muy buen trabajo hasta el momento. Nada más le voy a pedir que dé la oportunidad de que la intérprete termine de interpretar lo que yo digo en español y de interpretar lo que usted dice al inglés para responder.
Before we get too far into this, I do want you to know that you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you do choose to say while you're at the podium could be used against you.
Nada más quiero decirle que usted tiene el derecho a no declarar. Todo lo que diga usted mientras está en el podio se puede utilizar en su contra.
You also have the right to the assistance of counsel, and I have determined that you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, so I have appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Usted también tiene el derecho a la asistencia de un abogado, así que asigné a un abogado para que lo represente.
You are here on allegations of new charges.
¿Usted está aquí por pretensiones, acusaciones en un caso nuevo?
Those allegations are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a class 4 felony.
Un punto acusatorio por tenencia de drogas nocivas, un delito de categoría 4.
2 counts of driving under the influence, both class 1 misdemeanors.
2 puntos acusatorios por conducir bajo los efectos de bebida embriagante, drogas o una combinación. Y estos 2 son delitos menores o faltas de categoría 1.
And 1 count of possessing an open container of liquor in a vehicle, that's a class 2 misdemeanor.
Y también un punto acusatorio por tener un contenedor abierto de licor en el vehículo. Ese es un delito menor o falta de categoría 2.
I have found probable cause to support the dangerous drug possession and the 2 DUI allegations.
Determino que si hay motivo de procesamiento para apoyar las pretensiones de tenencia de drogas nocivas y también los 2 puntos acusatorios de DUI.
I have not found probable cause to support the open container in a vehicle allegation.
Pero determino que no hay motivo de procesamiento con respecto a la pretensión de un contenedor abierto de licor en el vehículo.
My finding of no probable cause on that 1 allegation does not mean it is legally dismissed.
El que yo determine que no hay motivo de procesamiento en uno de esos puntos acusatorios no quiere decir que ese punto acusatorio se desestima.
What it means is that the information provided to me by law enforcement for purposes of this hearing was insufficient to meet the statutory elements of that alleged offense.
Lo que eso significa es que la información que me proporcionaron las fuerzas del orden público para esta audiencia no fue suficiente, no cumple con los elementos que indica la ley.
Your next court hearings on these allegations will be a status conference June 23rd and then a preliminary hearing June 25th, both at 8:30 downtown.
Sus próximas audiencias serán una consulta de actualización el 23 de junio y una audiencia preliminar el 25 de junio. Ambas audiencias serán a las 8:30 de la mañana y serán en las instalaciones del centro.
On these allegations, you have a $15,000 secured appearance bond.
En estas pretensiones, usted se fijó una fianza con garantía de $15,000.
Secured appearance means that you can use a bonding company to post that bond if you choose to.
A lo que quiere decir una fianza con garantía es que si usted quiere puede utilizar a una compañía de fiancistas para esa fianza.
If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription.
Si usted llega a pagar esa fianza, usted no puede consumir ni tener en su poder alcohol o drogas sin una receta válida.
And you cannot operate a motor vehicle upon release if you don't have a valid driver's license.
Y tampoco puede operar un vehículo automotor si usted no tiene una licencia de conducir válida.
Do you understand all of those conditions?
¿Usted entiende todas esas medidas cautelares?
You have to say yes or no out loud.
Tiene que decir en voz alta sí o no.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get a copy of your paperwork.
Muchas gracias. Puede pasar a un lado y le entregarán su documentación.
Okay, Madam Interpreter, while we have you, he was the only person that I show as requesting a Spanish interpreter, but since we have you, before you disconnect, could you please make a quick inquiry of the gallery in case there's anybody else that might need your assistance?
Happy to do so, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien más en la sala que necesite la ayuda del intérprete en español? Levante la mano, por favor.
Okay, I'm told no hands were raised. Thank you very much for joining us. You're free to disconnect.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too, thank you. Okay, Mr. Jimenez, thank you very much for your patience. If you would work your way into the courtroom, I would appreciate it. Jeffrey Jasinski, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Thanks again for your patience. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Ignacio Jimenez, 32086.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 6, 7, and 11 of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you in the probation proceedings. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing, June 23rd. It'll be at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $250 secured appearance bond.
Do I have a hold on it? Like, am I going to bond out right now?
As far as I know, yes. So it looks like if you post this probation bond, you would be eligible for release. It is possible that you have other holds that I don't know about. Okay, yeah, so I would say if you're worried about whether or not you'd be released if you post ask MCSO, because if there's a hold on you that is not from the Maricopa County Superior Court, I may not see that, but MCSO would.
Yeah, I was just asking you, like, if my probation had a hold on me. That's what I was asking.
Well, they issued the warrant. So adult probation sent a document to the probation court downtown called a petition to revoke. So adult probation has asked for your probation to be revoked. So I'm seeing you basically to tell you that that has happened, to give you a lawyer and to send you back down to the probation court. So to answer your instant question, yes, you are bondable. If you post this bond, you'll be eligible for release. You would have to get yourself to that hearing. And then whether or not your probation gets revoked will be the substance of the next hearing.
And what I do, ma'am, is it possible to get a warrant on the charge, or do I have to base the bond?
You do have to post that bond. So the court that issued that warrant is the one that set the bond amount, and they're the ones that looked at the facts as to how you allegedly violated your probation. So you do have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release, but I do want you to know that your probation has not been revoked. So when you said they have a hold, the answer is kind of yes, because they issued a warrant for your arrest, but it doesn't mean that your probation is canceled and you're going to be sentenced. You could get another chance.
When I'm done with the court, am I going to be able to use the phone real quick to tell them that?
That's up to MCSO, but he's saying yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, after this, I can bond out then.
Okay, perfect. If that happens, make sure you get yourself to your court hearing on the 23rd downtown, because if you miss that hearing, a new one will be issued.
I've done before.
Okay, all right. And you'll have the court date, time, address in your paperwork, so make sure you keep that.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure I get to the phone after this is done.
Yeah, I think they'll let you use the phone, but that'll be up to them, not me.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jimenez. You can sit back and get your paperwork. Robert Luck, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Amanda Davey, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Robert Charles Luck, 72180.
Thank you, Mr. Luck. You are here on an arrest warrant that was issued after a direct complaint was filed. A direct complaint is a written document that alleges new allegations against you. The allegations in that direct complaint are 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. According to the direct complaint, both of those offenses are alleged to have been committed August 7th of 2024. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you in that case against those allegations. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 1st and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that direct complaint, I am inclined to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means you would be released from custody without having to post a bond. You would be required to get yourself to both of your next court hearings. You would also be required to make contact with pretrial upon release. You would get a packet with your release paperwork that has their contact information in there. Once you're out of custody, in addition to going to court and calling pretrial, you would also be ordered not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Mr. Love, do you understand all of those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them?
Thank you very much, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then you can step back and get your paperwork. Jeffrey Jazinski, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Shannon Finch, or maybe it's Shannon. Shannon Finch, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Jeffrey Jasinski, November 29th, 1977.
Thank you, Mr. Jazinski. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, 1 count of narcotic drug possession, those two are both Class 4 felonies, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 1st and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. Both of them will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. Mr. Jasinski, I am inclined to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means, similar to what I told the last gentleman in here, you would be released without having to post a bond. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to both of your next court hearings, and you'd be required to call pretrial services or go into their office once you're released from custody. You'd also be responsible for not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription once out of custody. Do you understand all of those conditions, and do you agree that you would abide by them?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jasinski. Then you can step back and get your paperwork. Amanda Davey, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Kathleen Monson, if you'd work your way to the second chair, please. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Amanda Davey, 8/22/1991.
Thank you, Ms. Davey. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is one count of assault. It is a misdemeanor allegation. You are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer to defend you against that allegation. That lawyer will be appointed for you by the next judge you see at your next court hearing. That hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 1st. It'll be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Santan Justice Court. Okay. I am intending to release you on your own recognizance, which means you would get out of custody. You don't need to post a bond. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to the Santan Justice Court at 9 o'clock on July 1st. You would also be ordered upon release not to return to the scene where the underlying alleged events took place and not to have contact with the alleged victim. If those orders mean that you are released and you are then prohibited from returning to your primary residence, you would have to find an alternate residence at least until your first hearing on July 1st. You would be entitled to one civil standby with law enforcement, which means you could contact the non-emergency number to any local police agency. They could escort you to the location where this occurred to retrieve any personal items you have there that you might need between now and July 1st. You could only do that one time, and you only get that one of those. So if you need to do that, once you make that arrangement and you go back there with law enforcement, please retrieve anything you have there that you might need between now and July 1st because you couldn't do it a second time.
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand all of that information, and do you agree that you will voluntarily attend your next court hearing if you're released?
Yes, Honor, I do. I do have a question though.
Okay.
It's my primary residence. And the home's in my father's name. He's moving out, and that's where me and my kids live. So since he's gone, can I go back?
Potentially. So here's what I'll do.
Okay.
I will remove the restriction that you not return to the scene where this occurred.
Okay.
But I will not remove the restriction that you not have contact with the alleged victim.
I understand.
So, assuming the facts end up being what you're telling me right now, you get out of here, the alleged victim is not at that location, then yes, you can go back there.
Okay.
If the facts are not that way, or if the alleged victim leaves and comes back, then you would have to leave.
Okay, I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else that we need to address? Okay, then I will get your paperwork reprinted with that one restriction removed. We'll bring it back out to you if you'll take a step back to your left.
Okay,
thank you, Ms. Davey. Shannon Finch, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Joel Castillo, if you please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Shannon Finch, 11/30/1969.
Thank you, Ms. Finch. You are here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the Desert Ridge Justice Court on a misdemeanor driving on a suspended license allegation. Because the nature of that underlying charge is a misdemeanor offense, you don't qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. That means if you don't already have a lawyer working with you in that case, but you want one, you'll have to hire a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing on this warrant will be an arraignment hearing July 7th. It will be at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Desert Ridge Justice Court. I am intending to release you on your own recognizance. That means you would be released from custody. You'd be responsible for getting yourself to that court hearing. Once you are released, you would then be ordered not to operate a motor vehicle unless you now have a valid driver's license. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them?
I understand and will agree.
Thank you very much, Ms. Finch. You can sit back and get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Kathleen Monson to the podium in the courtroom, please. Destiny Wilford, if you please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Kathleen Munson, 7/24/79.
Thank you, Ms. Monson. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 1st, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am intending to release you on your own recognizance, so you would be released. You would then be required to get yourself to both of your next court hearings. You would also be required not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription once you're out of custody. Do you agree to abide by those conditions?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, and you can step back and get your paperwork. Joel Castillo, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Cheyenne Fleming, if you please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Joel Manuel Castillo, 9/5/87.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. You are here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of aggravated driving under the influence, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of endangerment, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 1st, and then a preliminary hearing July 3rd. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am releasing you on your own recognizance. That means you will be released from custody. You'll be responsible for getting yourself to both of your next court hearings. You will also be required not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription upon release. And also upon release, you cannot operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. If you do have a valid driver's license and you operate a motor vehicle, you cannot do so if you have a passenger under the age of 18 in the vehicle. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them?
Yes, but question.
Yeah.
So I'm able to drive to get to work and home if I have like a coworker with me and they're over the age of 21 is what I'm understanding, or?
Do you have a, well,
yes, I have a
if
valid,
you have a valid driver's license, yes, you can operate a motor vehicle, you can drive wherever you need to.
Okay.
If you can have passengers in the vehicle if they are 18 or older. So if there is somebody that is 17 or younger, you cannot drive that person anywhere.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you, Mr. Castillo. You can step back and get your paperwork. Destiny Wilford, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Brigé Washington, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Destiny Roxanne Wilford, April 8, 2004.
Thank you, Ms. Wilford. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of criminal trespassing. It is a Class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and because it is a misdemeanor offense, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. That means if you want to have a lawyer defend you against that allegation, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 3rd. It will be at 8:30 in the El Centro Justice Court. And I am releasing you on your own recognizance. So you will be released from custody. You will be responsible for getting yourself to your next court hearing. Once you are out of custody, you cannot go back to the location where you were allegedly trespassing, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you'll abide by them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wilford. You can step back and get your paperwork. Cheyenne Fleming, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Cheyenne Fleming, 6/5/1989.
Did you say 99 or 89?
1999.
99. Thank you, Ms. Fleming. Okay, you are here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the Highland Justice Court. The underlying allegation in that case is 1 count of driving on a suspended license. It's a misdemeanor allegation. That means that because it's a misdemeanor, you're not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. If you don't already have a lawyer but you want one, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense to represent you. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 3rd. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Highland Justice Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance, so you will get out of custody, then you'll be responsible for getting yourself to that hearing July 3rd at 9 a.m. Once you're out of custody, you are ordered not to operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you agree to abide by those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fleming. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Bridget Washington, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Good afternoon. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Bridget Washington, August 3rd, 1997. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Okay, you are here on a failure to comply with court terms warrant issued by the Ironwood Justice Court. The underlying allegation in that case is a criminal speeding allegation. It is a misdemeanor. Because it is a post-adjudication misdemeanor matter, you are not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. If you don't have a lawyer still working with you in that case, but you want one, you will have to hire one at your own expense. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 3rd. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Ironwood Justice Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance, so you will get out of custody. You don't have to post a bond.
Okay.
Once you're out of custody, you'll be responsible for getting yourself to that hearing on July 3rd, and you will be ordered not to operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those conditions and agree to abide by them?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You can step back.
I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Because I'm not from Arizona. Like, where's the Ironwood?
You'll have the address in your paperwork.
Okay.
It is, let me see. It's in Gila Bend, which I think is far west. It's like western Maricopa County, right? Okay, so.
So it's by Maricopa County, though?
It's in Maricopa County. It's just very far west.
Okay, I'll stay out there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Okay, number 18 on the calendar, Timothy Edward Murphy, date of birth 12/3/56, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to disruptive behavior. He is here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are, an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of aggravated assault, a class 4 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation and appointed a public defender to represent him. His next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd and then a preliminary hearing June 25th, both at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that allegation, he has a $50,000 secured appearance bond. Last on the calendar, number 12, Fernando Farias Araguin, date of birth 12/27/2001, is not in the courtroom because he poses a danger to himself. He is here on a failure to appear warrant issued by the Tolleson Municipal Court on a misdemeanor shoplifting allegation. Because the underlying allegation is a misdemeanor, he's not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. His next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 7th at 8:30 in the Tolleson Municipal Court, and I am releasing him on his own recognizance. If anything changes after I visit either of those individual cell site, I will direct you to the final written release conditions as reflected in the release order. That concludes the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will stand in recess until 5 p.m.
Come on. Oh, come on. He's excited.
All right. Everyone please be seated. Hello. Just saw if there are any interpreter matters where they'll be looking?
Yes.
There. You want to do that last?
Just refresh your screen.
Oh, I see him right here. Just number 12, right?
Correct.
Okay, do you have the interpreter on the line or do it later?
Correct. No, they're on the line.
I'm sorry. Okay, just identify yourself for the record, please.
Martin Hernandez, court interpreter.
Okay. Francisco Noriega. Actually, Martin, I'm going to just do the general announcement first, but I just want to get him out here. Make sure he can hear you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. This is the 5 p.m. calendar on June 16th, 2025.
Buenas tardes a todos. Esta es la lista de casos para las 5 de la tarde, hoy 16 de junio 2025.
The court orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
La orden para la toma de huellas digitales y muestras de ADN emitida en la primera lista de casos de este mes aplicará a esta lista de casos.
When I call your name, you'll come stand behind the podium and give me your name and date of birth.
Cuando escuchen su nombre, van a pasar a la sala y tomar su lugar ahí detrás del podio y me darán su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento.
I'm not going to say out loud all of your release conditions, but they will be on your paperwork, so you'll be responsible for looking at that.
No les voy a decir en voz alta cuáles son todas las medidas cautelares en su caso, pero estarán escritas en la hoja que se les entregue, así que tienen la responsabilidad de leer eso.
For those of you who I said a security appearance bond, you can go through a bonding company.
Para aquellos a quienes les ponga una fianza respaldada en su caso, pueden recurrir a una compañía de fianzas.
It's my understanding they do collect calls.
Tengo entendido que aceptan llamadas por cobrar.
There are the names and numbers of bonding companies on some of the walls in the jail, but if you cannot find one, ask one of the officers for assistance.
Hay los nombres y números de teléfono de algunas compañías de fianzas plasmadas en las paredes de la cárcel, pero si no encuentran uno, hablen con un carcelero.
Okay, now we can begin the calendar. Senor, your name and your date of birth, please.
Señor, su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Francisco Beta Humada Noriega, 04-14-91.
Francisco Obeda Humada Noriega, April 14th, 1991.
By the way, if anytime I know he's speaking softly, if anytime you can hear them, please ask them to speak louder. Okay, without,
yes,
you don't
sir.
need prompting from me. Okay.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Sir, you have you have two matters before me.
Señor, usted tiene dos casos ante mí.
The first one is a case out of Superior Court.
El primero es un caso nuevo que tiene del Tribunal Superior.
for the charge of theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, and refusing to give you a true name, a Class 2 misdemeanor.
Por la acusación de robo de un medio de transporte, un delito de categoría 3, y por rehusarse a dar su nombre verdadero, una falta de categoría 2.
Sir, at this time, I do not find, let me strike that. At this time, I do not find that you're eligible to have a court-appointed attorney, but if you find you cannot afford to hire your own attorney, you can request your assigned judge to appoint one for you. There'll be no promises about whether one will be granted for you.
Señor, en este momento dicto que no califica para un abogado asignado a usted por el tribunal. Si usted después se percata de que no puede costear el contratar un abogado, puede hablar con otro juez para que considere nombrarle uno. No le puedo garantizar que le vayan a asignar uno.
Okay. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims.
Tiene prohibido iniciar contacto con las supuestas víctimas o víctima.
You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription.
Tiene prohibido tener drogas sin una receta médica.
I do have a recommendation from the state. I know we have a representative from the state, but you're only appearing on one case, right?
Correct.
Okay. I know
Tengo la
the state. Sorry.
Tengo una recomendación hecha por la fiscalía, pero la abogada fiscal que está aquí solo está aquí en otro caso, ¿verdad? Correcto. Bueno, pues.
The state is recommending a $15,000 bond. However, I'm going to reduce it to $1,000. That's a secured appearance bond.
El Estado está pidiendo una fianza en su caso, una fianza respaldada de $15,000, pero yo la voy a reducir a una fianza respaldada de $1,000.
I appointed a lawyer for you.
He asignado un abogado para usted.
Your court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street in Phoenix at 8:30 in the morning.
Sus comparecencias serán en el 175 West Madison a las 8:30 de la mañana.
This will be a status conference on June 23rd at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing scheduled for June 25th at 8:30 in the morning.
Tendrá una consulta de actualización el día 23 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana y una audiencia preliminar el día 25 de junio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Now, you also have a case out of the Manistee Justice Court.
Tiene otro caso del Juzgado de Paz Manistee.
The address for that court will be on your paperwork.
La dirección de ese tribunal figurará en la hoja que se le entregue.
There you have a warrant for 1 count of assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 2 counts of criminal damage, and 1 count of preventing or interfering with a telephone.
Tiene una acusación de agresión. Tiene 2 acusaciones de conducta escandalosa. Tiene 2 acusaciones de daño en propiedad ajena y una acusación de impedir o interferir con una llamada de emergencia.
And once again, I cannot appoint a lawyer for you, but if you find you cannot afford one, you can always ask or request your assigned judge in that justice court to appoint one for you, but no promises made about what that judge will do.
Como le he dicho, no califica para que le nombre un abogado, pero si usted después se da cuenta que no puede costear un abogado, puede pedir al juez de ese juzgado de paz que le asigne uno, pero como le he dicho, no hay ninguna garantía de lo que ese juez decida hacer.
You're due in the Manistee Justice Court on June 19th at 10:30 in the morning for an arraignment hearing.
Tiene que presentarse al juzgado de paz Manistee el día 19 de junio a las 10:30 de la mañana para su lectura de cargos.
Okay.
¿De acuerdo?
Mark, could you just make an announcement to make sure there's no one else who needs an interpreter?
Yes, sir. Buenas
Thank you.
tardes a todos. ¿Hay alguien más en la sala que necesita intérprete? ¿Alguien más que no habla inglés? Levante la mano, por favor.
No one? Well, that usually works, though. Sometimes someone pops up later and suddenly you can't speak English, so, but thank you, have a wonderful, thank you very much for your assistance, all right?
You're welcome, sir. Good night.
Good night. James Miles. All right, sir, good evening. Your name and date of birth, please.
James Spotahawk Miles, 12/11/1975.
State, please announce for the record, please.
Don Sauer for the state.
Can you speak a little louder? I don't know if it can be picked up.
Oh, Don Sauer for the state.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, first of all, the state did send me a supplement, and I had we had scanned in about 3 or 4 pages. Excuse me. You are charged with 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, a Class 5 felony, 6 counts of aggravated assault, Class 5 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of possession of reckless driving, Class 2 misdemeanor. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Obviously, you're not possessing. I don't want you possessing any weapons. I don't want you possessing any alcohol and no drugs without a valid prescription. All right. I have reviewed what's called the Form 4 and then part of the police report in regard to this case. The state wished to make a statement, but also keep your voice up.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not sure that's been good enough to be heard. So.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you. That's not my question. It's
Okay.
a question whether you get picked up on the record. Go ahead.
Thank you. The defendant's actions in this case showed an extreme, dangerous, and reckless disregard for the safety of the officers and for the general public. He endangered multiple officers on a very long, drawn-out vehicle pursuit. He attempted collisions with them on 5 occasions. 4 of them were head-on. He endangered the public by running red lights, driving the wrong way on the freeway multiple times. On one of the attempted head-on collisions, he drove at one of the officers at 90 miles per hour, the wrong way on the highway, and tried to hit him head-on. It's very likely that the officer and even possibly the defendant may have died if he had managed to hit him and the officer hadn't been able to successfully evade. The defendant, with his criminal history, is facing significant jail time. He has 4 previous felonies. He has violent felonies. He's spent multiple terms in the Department of Corrections, 5 years for 1 violent offense, got out, 18 more years for armed robbery, and then again for a street gang-related offense. During his time in DOC, he was categorized maximum custody risk for 18 of those years. His actions in this case show that he's a flight risk. He'll do anything and everything to avoid going into custody, including endangering police officers, the general public. He had no qualms about injuring officers and the risk that he posed to the community. The state thinks that a high bond is appropriate and is requesting $250,000 cash-only bond.
Anything? I only saw, I don't say only, I saw 3 priors, and 1 was very old. So you apparently have some more information than I had on his record. When I read the Form 4, each time I read it, and it was quite a lengthy one, I would mention the dangerous situation. Counsel, I do have to correct you on one thing you said about going the wrong way on the highway. I think it was also non-highway streets. He was going the wrong direction, if I remember correctly, and going at a high rate of speed several times, reversing direction to drive right at police cars. At least 1 car was disabled. Very, very, very dangerous situation if the allegations are shown to be true. I'm going to amend this. It's going to be a cash, and I appointed a lawyer for you. If you are able to bond out, you'll have to be on an annual bracelet, by the way, with electronic monitoring, with curfew. You can only leave your home during hours approved by pretrial services. You'll have a status conference on June 23rd, 2025. I appoint a lawyer for you. At this point, there's a witness preliminary hearing scheduled for June 25th at 8:30. However, when I say scheduled, your lawyer will explain to you that you may not have a preliminary hearing on June 25th. There might be a different date than that, shall we say. All right. The court is very concerned about these allegations, plus the additional information here. Besides the ankle bracelet, the court is setting a cash only appearance bond amount of $200,000. All right, step to your left, please. Step to your left, please, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you're only appearing on that one, right? Okay, thank you.
Yes, may I be excused?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Levi Crocker. You can go now if you want.
Thank you.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Levi Crocker, 8/16/71.
All right, sir, you're here on a probation violation warrant. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll have your revocation arraignment hearing at 201 West Jefferson at 8:30 on June 23rd. So that's a week from today.
Okay.
Well, a week and a half, 6.5 days, if you really get down to it. Okay. You're alleged to violate terms 3 and 5. If you get out, you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Can't possess or consume any alcohol, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge in the Probation Violation Bureau's court has set bond for you in the amount of $2,500 security appearance bond. I don't know what the reasons were. I think it's because, sir, if I remember correctly, you've been reinstated 3 times. That may be the reason. I don't know. But you can always talk to your lawyer about seeing if the bond can be reduced. Okay? Step to your left.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Enrique Navarro. So you've got an amended one on number 7, right? When you gave it to the officers, I amended the amount. It should be 200,000. Oh, give it back. Okay, I'm sorry. I said, I don't know if I said it out loud. Okay, no problem. Officer, by the way, this is going to be amended, officer, this is going to be amended receipt for number 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it over here.
Okay. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Enrique Navarro, 7/19/1986.
Okay, sir, you have a matter in Justice Court, at a Santan Justice Court. The address will be in your paperwork here. Give me 1 second here. Let me look at my notes for something. Yeah, apparently you were supposed to be at a 2 o'clock calendar, but they put it over for this calendar. You were charged with one count of assault and 2 counts of disorderly conduct, all domestic violence charges. Based on the limited information, I only find probable cause for 1 count of assault and 1 count of disorderly conduct. Doesn't mean that won't change, but that's what I find right now. Sir, let me ask you this. I know you're wearing orange, might have been what you were wearing before. Are you working?
Yeah, I just opened up my own company.
Okay, I think I saw that. And also, are you being held on anything else?
No.
Okay, let me just tell you why I had that question here. And so I may be amending this, by the way. Said you're employed full-time, but didn't have any income, so I couldn't make a decision.
Yeah,
how's business been?
Huh?
How's business been?
It's been great so far. I've been really excited about it.
How long you had the business?
We've had it for about 3 months now. Prior to that, I was working for Camping Nation RV. I decided to go on my own now.
And you were working where?
Camping Nation RV in Mesa.
Oh, okay.
Maine.
So what's your business now?
My name of my business is Pressure Masters.
What?
Pressure Masters.
Okay.
Pressure Masters LLC. And of course, we got a web.
And about how much have you been earning a month? I know it's only 3 months.
Yeah, it ranges right now between 3 and 10,000.
Okay, sir. let's put it this way, try to hire your own lawyer. If you can't afford one, you can ask your judge to see whether they'll appoint one for you, okay?
Okay.
And let me just edit that to put... Okay, so you're charged with, and I already told you that, your court date will be at the Santan Justice Court on June 19th at 8:30. You can't return to the scene of the alleged crime, cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, no alcohol, and you may return to the scene of the alleged crimes one time with a police officer to pick up your personal effects.
Okay.
Okay? And bond is a security appearance bond of $1,500, so you can go to a bonding company. All right? Step to your left, please. Patricia Jones. All right, good evening, ma'am. Your name and date of birth, please.
Patricia Ann Jones, 12/23/62.
All right. You're here on a probation violation warrant on a Class 4 felony. Yes, you're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs. You're alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15. I appoint a lawyer for you. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson at 8:30 on June 23rd for a probation revocation arraignment hearing. If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Can't possess, consume any alcohol, no weapons, and no drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge has set bond for you in the amount of $500 security appearance bond. So step to your left, please. Valerie Balboa. And when I say someone's on deck, they'll have a seat right outside the courtroom. Tashia Charlie is on deck. Your name and date of birth.
Valerie Balboa, 8/23/93.
8/23/93?
Yes.
Okay. You're here on a bench warrant at a superior court on your possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia charge. You already have a lawyer. You'll be back in court for a status conference on June 23rd at 175 West Madison at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing 2 days later at 8:30, also at the same courthouse. Your judge said bond in the amount of $500 security appearance bond. All right, step to your left. If you post your bond, make sure you show up for court this time. Oh, ma'am, when Ms. Balboa?
You want all again?
Yeah, I just want to tell her one thing. Ms. Balboa, one of the reasons, because you failed to appear and also you were in violation of pretrial services. That's why a warrant was issued in that amount, okay? I just want to just tell you that, okay? Now, Tashia Charlie with Nikki Aguirre or Geyer on deck.
Hello, Your Honor.
Your name and date of birth, please.
I'm sorry?
Your name and date of birth.
Tisha Charlie, 6585.
6585?
Yes.
Okay. You've got you're here on a bench warrant in Superior Court of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony. You already have an attorney on this case. You'll be at Superior Court at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 for a status conference on June 23rd and a witness preliminary hearing on June 25th at 8:30 in the morning. You can't possess any weapons, possess, consume any alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. I have to amend this, by the way. We have you have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Say that, I don't understand.
Oh, let's talk about, I want to talk to you about that in a second, all right? And your judge said bond amount of $500. Okay, now if you post bond, you may not be getting out, because I don't know if Coconino County, you're on probation at Coconino County, I don't know if they're going to put a hold on you or not. So if they don't, you might be getting out. Otherwise, I might be seeing you at my 8 o'clock calendar. All right? Now, was that your question before? It's apparently you're on probation at Coconino County.
I've never been on probation here.
Since you were reinstated on March 20th, and it ends November of next year.
Of last year?
Of next year it ends.
Okay, so
At least at this point, let's put that way.
that's what it's going to be?
I can't hear you.
So I'm going to be put on probation?
Well, no, right now, bond has been set. If you get out, contact your probation officer, but there's a possibility Coconino County Probation may place another hold on you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, step to your left, please. But you already have a lawyer, you can contact that person.
Okay, so I'll be getting out today?
Oh, also, this other case, by the way, and you, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Nick, is it Geary or Aguirre? Geary, I know, it's one, sometimes people are Aguirre and sometimes they're Geary. All right, so your name and date of birth, and by the way, Marcus Doca is on deck.
Nikki Renteria Aguirre,
Okay, and your date of birth, sir.
12/23/84.
All right, you're here on 2 probation violations. One's for possession of narcotic drugs, one's for possession of dangerous drugs. You're both alleged to have violated terms 6, 7, and 17. I'm appointing a lawyer for you on both, and it'll be the same court date for both, which will be June 23rd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. Same thing I told with the other folks, probation violations, get out, contact the probation officer within 72 hours, no possession or consumption of alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. On the first one was 2022-128834. Another judge set bond for you in the amount of $250 security appearance bond, and in regard to 2022-132-155-002, likewise, another $250 bond was set. So it's a security appearance bond, total amount of $500. You can go through a bonding company. You don't have to pull up the full amount. But if you get out, make sure you show up and contact your probation officer properly. Okay?
Okay.
Marcus Doca with Jeffrey Marla on deck. Evening, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Marcus Doka, 5/13/84.
Sir, I know you're wearing orange. Sometimes it depends what you came in on. Are you being held on anything else?
Just probation.
I know that. Anything else?
No.
Oh, so they gave you that just because of what you're wearing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, and your date of birth is 5/13/84?
Yeah.
Okay, you're here in a probation violation, like you mentioned, but I just want to make sure you weren't here on anything else. Okay? I guess you're on probation, possession of drug paraphernalia. You allege to have violated terms 1, 3, 4, and 5. I appointed a lawyer for you. You'll have your probation revocation arraignment hearing on June 23rd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. Likewise, if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. No, can't possess or consume any alcohol, can't possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge set bond for you, a security appearance bond, $250. So if you get out, make sure you do what you're supposed to, such as contacting probation and getting to court. All right? That's another reason why I asked you that question, sir, but if anything else, because it was a page 2, and on your petition, it's alleging one of them was term 1, you allegedly commit the crime of assault on or about June 8th, 2025. So you're not being held on that?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Well, you're in custody on that?
Yeah, from former death.
So do you have any information about that? That's what I was asking you if you're being...
I thought you meant like...
Okay. Do you have any information about it? Any other hold? No? Yavapai? Oh, it's Yavapai? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's nothing to do with me here. No. So what happens, my guess, okay, it's a guess, is they wouldn't take up to Yavapai until this is all taken care of. That's my guess, all right? So if you get out, either they'll pick you up, take you up there, or else you better be up there, okay? But talk to your lawyer about that, okay? Because you'll have a lawyer for probation violation. Make him or her know about that so there are no problems in the future, okay? All right, step to your left, please. Okay, Jeffrey Marler with Zelda Lopez on deck. Good evening, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Jeffrey Marler, July 22nd, 1969.
Okay, sir. You've got a total of 3 matters before me. 2 of them are probation violations. Let me explain to you. Initially, the probation violation will be in one court, and the new case will be on another courtroom, another building, but they'll ultimately most likely be brought together, and you'll get one lawyer, okay? But, so if you, I don't want you to be confused, it'll be, that's how it starts, okay? And hopefully they won't be at the same time, okay? But the dates for the probation violations will be the same time. The new case will be a different one, all right? So let's talk about the probation violations. In 2024, 153298. My notes, I'm not guessing wrong. Here we go. You're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs for both, okay? And you're alleged to have violated terms 3. Let me double check this because it's interesting. On the first one, which I just mentioned, you're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. And on the other one, which is only 3 and 5. I'm sorry, it was the same for both. Okay. Your court dates will both be June 23rd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson for probation revocation arraignment hearing. I've got to amend it because I put down one term too many. Okay. So it's just terms 3 and 5. Okay. Okay. So I told you June 23rd. Obviously, get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No drugs without a prescription. No weapons. No alcohol.
Sure.
Bond was, and that one was set by another judge over there at that department, $250. Now in 2024, 1329301, it's same terms, another $250 bond. Okay. Now that takes care of the probation violations. Now let's talk about the new alleged case, tampering with physical evidence, a Class 6 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Now this one you'll have be a 175 West Madison. It'll be in your paperwork you get for status conference on June 23rd at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on June 25th. Make sure you talk to your lawyer. Make sure that they know to put them all together. Okay.
Sure.
They'll know, but just play it safe. You know what I mean? And same release conditions, except I'm making bond of only $100 to make sure you get transported. Okay, so you can get credit for all of them at the same time.
Okay.
Potentially. All right.
Nice.
All right. Step to your left, please. Zelda Lopez and with Dylan Bell on deck. All right. Good evening. Your name and date of birth, please.
Zelda Lopez, 2970.
Okay, by the way, it looks like you're warrant out of Miami City Court. I don't know if there's any hold on you for that. I'm just mentioning it to you, okay? Because you always could be picked up for that, all right? You are, and your date of birth is 2970, right?
Yes.
Okay. You have a new case for possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. I will tell you this, your record's not great. You got 4 prior felony convictions, but I also want to make sure things are better for you. So I'm going to release you to pretrial services. You'll be getting out in a few hours, and you'll be required to get a packet. Make sure you read it carefully, because you have to contact them. Because if you don't, and stay in compliance with them, you have a warrant. You're back here. Plus, you'll have to get drug testing and monitoring. So you don't get that done, you're back here. I'm giving you that break. So you don't lose your paperwork. So you don't forget the court dates. Status conference at July 1st at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing on July 3rd at 8:30 at 175 West Madison in Phoenix. All right? So it generally takes about 4 hours for the processing, which you'll be getting out. Okay? So make sure you make it to court. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, you can go there. Dylan Bell with Tariq Smith on deck. Good evening, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Dylan Bell, 6/10/2000.
So So you're charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass in the first degree, 1 count of disorderly conduct, class 1 misdemeanor, 2 counts of criminal damage, and 1 count of criminal trespass, 3rd degree. That's class 3 misdemeanor. Your next court date will be at 175 West Madison Street in Phoenix. Status conference on July 1st at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on July 3rd at 8:30. He cannot return to the scene of alleged crimes. He cannot initiate contact with alleged victim or victims. And no alcohol. I think my guess is that's one of the issues we have here. I can't appoint a lawyer for you. If you can't afford, you can try to hire one. If you can, you can always ask your assigned judge to see whether he or she will do it. I can't promise you that will happen. But I am releasing you to pretrial services. Be in compliance with them. Make sure you contact them. Make sure you do your alcohol testing. All right? But it'll be in your packet. Make sure you read it carefully. But you'll be getting out. But don't forget to go to court and contact pretrial services and do what you're supposed to do. All right? So you'll be getting out in a few hours.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Tariq Smith with Jalen Smith on deck. Okay. You're definitely though Tariq Smith, right?
Yes.
Because we got 2 Smiths in the room. And I saw the picture, right?
We've been going through that all day, Chuck.
Being very careful, okay. And your middle name is Alfonso, right?
Middle name correct.
All right, and your date of birth is what?
3/13/1989.
I'm being extra careful, that's all. All right. Now, you're much friendlier face in your picture there. You're smiling here. I try to compare it. Now, you got an arrest warrant at a Superior Court for 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, classified felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. I know you hadn't appeared on it. I don't know if you didn't get served because you moved or whatever. It's a good idea to always check your mail, by the way. But your court date will be at 175 West Madison on July 1st at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing on July 3rd. It'll be in your paperwork. I am going to release you on your own recognizance, knowing it's not a well, I didn't see you where you're charged and then didn't show up. Or you were in court and then didn't show up the next time.
Understood.
So I'm giving you that break, so don't blow it.
Understood.
Show up for court, all right? And if I didn't mention to you, I did appoint a lawyer for you.
Okay.
All right? Step to your left,
Thank
please. You'll get the paperwork in a moment. Now, Jalen Smith. Okay. We both got dreads, but you look totally different. Okay. Your name and date of birth, please.
Jalen Smith, 1/26/2007.
Okay. You're also a bunch younger. So, as I said, I just try to be extra careful, okay? You also have an arrest warrant at a Superior Court. Where's Federal Way Police Department? Where's Federal Way?
Say that again?
Where's Federal Way? What city is it?
Oh, Gilbert.
Gilbert?
Yeah.
It says Federal Way Police Department. With an area code of 253. It can't be Gilbert, Arizona.
253.
Never heard? Because it says there's an order of protection out against you. Out there. Alleged victim is Anna Marie?
No, doesn't.
I'm just telling you, I don't have much, I'm just sort of mentioning it to you. Okay? Anyway, you're charged with criminal simulation of class 6 felony arrest warrant. Same thing with the Smiths, of an arrest warrant for, I don't know why you didn't appear by summons or anything, but I am going to release you on your own recognizance also. Okay? And likewise, you'll see him again because you'll be seeing him on July 1st at 8:30 at 175 West Madison, and a witness preliminary hearing on July 3rd at 8:30. But you cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim. You cannot initiate contact with any co-defendant. And you must obey any terms of any order of protection or injunction against harassment that has been issued or will be issued. That's why I mentioned that in the beginning. I have no idea where that's at. Okay? But I can try to give you an idea. Hold on 1 second. Use my smartphone. Where is area code 253?
I'm having trouble with the connection.
Well,
Please try again.
I guess not. I guess we won't find out now. Bad internet here in the courtroom. All right. But anyway, make sure you make your court dates, all right? And one of these folks will give you your paperwork.
Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, Tacoma, Washington, sir. Sir, Ms. Smith. It's Tacoma, Washington. Okay. All right? Thank you very much. How did you get reception? What? Oh, it didn't work on mine. I couldn't get through on my phone. No, that's something interesting. Mia Geary with Mary Lou Vaughn on deck. Okay, your name and date of birth, please.
Mia Gary, 41599.
How do you pronounce your last name?
What was it?
How do you pronounce your last name?
Gary.
You do Aguirre also, because
Yeah.
some people do pronounce it Aguirre. That's fine. And you're 41599?
Yes.
Okay, you've got a case out of an Encanto Justice Court. The address will be in your paperwork. It's a domestic violence charge, disorderly conduct, and assault. I got to change the level of felony, by the way. I mean, the level of misdemeanor, so let me just do that now. Pretty sure that's a Class 2 misdemeanor, not a Class 1 misdemeanor. Not a Class 3, I mean. So there we go. Anyway, to the nature of, at this point, because I'm releasing you, I can't appoint a lawyer for you. It'll be up to them whether they appoint you, okay? But you'll be released on your own recognizance. You'll be at the Encanto Justice Court, but you have to make your way there July 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Don't mess it up, okay? You can't initiate contact with the alleged victim, all right? And no drugs without a valid prescription, all right? Step to your left, please. Did I sign it?
No.
I say tried to. Doesn't always work. They got it now? Okay, thank you. All right, Mary Lou Vaughn with John Alvarado on deck. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Mary Lou Vaughn, 7/14/86.
You also have one of those arrest warrants, 2 counts of forgery, both Class 4 felonies. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison on July 1st at 8:30, and a witness preliminary on July 3rd. No, you cannot initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims, but I'll release you on your own recognizance. Show up for court. Very important, okay? You don't want to come back here, do you?
Mm-mm.
All right, so show up for court. All right, step to your left, please. All right, John Alvarado with Stephen Fields on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
John Alvarado, 41574, sir.
All right, sir, you've got a new case in Superior Court. Let's see. In one of the a couple of city court cases, by the way, but apparently not holds against you. You're charged with 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony. I did appoint a lawyer for you. However, based on limited information I have, I don't find probable cause. Doesn't mean you won't be charged with it. So you better just show up just in case, okay?
Of course, sir.
Okay. Your court date will be at 175 West Madison on July 1st at 8:30, and if they are filed, a witness public hearing on July 3rd at 8:30. But I don't know whether it'll be filed or not, but I don't have any information about the drugs, okay?
Yes,
they may have other issues with you, but I don't know if you got charged with a city court or justice court also, did you?
Yes, sir, I did.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you're here just for the drug charge, so that's something that's separate, okay?
Right.
So did they hold you on these other charges?
I have a bond, sir.
You have bond, so,
Yes,
but I'm releasing you, so if you're still in custody on those, you better let your lawyer know why you're not making it to court.
I will, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, step to your left, please. I'm sorry, by the way, sorry, you have a second matter, I'm sorry. That's right, you got to charge us surprise city court, that's right. A lawyer will be appointed for you in the next court date. It's on a disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor, and you can't have any contact with the alleged victim or victims. I'm appointing a lawyer for you, and I'm posting a bond of $50, but that lawyer's for limited representation regarding the bond issue only in the event you're unable to post bond. If you post bond, you won't have a lawyer unless the court decides to appoint one for you. Okay? It's
a $50 bond on that?
It's a $50 bond.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I reduced the bond, okay? All right, so step to your left, please. Stephen Field, excuse me, let me do the FOJ case first. Jesus Cortez. All right, good evening, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Jesus Abdiel Cortez, June 7th, 1983.
Oh, sir, we generally just do the fugitive justice case at the end because they take a lot longer. So we're not picking on you. That's the reason.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, apparently it's from New Mexico.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. A warrant for your arrest was issued by New Mexico. That state wants to take you back on this warrant. And were you given a laminated thing to review?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, you have it there. Okay, I didn't see it. Did you read it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good. As I stated, you have the warrant from New Mexico. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to either waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to New Mexico within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you'd be sent back to New Mexico. Now, if you decide to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you'll be held without bond in Maricopa County for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for New Mexico to pick you up. That 30 days would start tomorrow, as long as you don't have any other charges in Arizona.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If you do have criminal charges against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. Now, if you decide you wanted to have an extradition hearing, I'd set another court date in front of another judge. It would be on June 30th at 201 West Jefferson at 1:30. Now, I cannot appoint a lawyer for you to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense if you decide to do so. Now, you are entitled to bond in this case. Now, the court out there wanted you to be held without bond, but it's not the type of charge we can do non-bondable. I don't know anything about the facts of the case. So the bond would, if you decided you want to have an extradition hearing, bond at this point would be set at $50,000 cash, because I don't know anything about the case, but I'm not going to make it non-bondable if you want to have an extradition hearing. If you're unable to post your bail, you'd be held in custody during that time or until another judge modifies your bail. All right. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you to New Mexico. That could take up to 90 days. Now, do you have an idea what you'd like to do?
I would like to waive my right.
Okay. Now, I'm going to have to ask you a bunch of questions about that, okay?
Yes.
I understand this time you do want to sign the waiver of extradition. I need to ask you, actually, I do want to check one thing. To make sure. Yeah, they confirmed the warrant. Just want to double check that. All right. I need to ask you questions that make a record of the proceeding. You did read the waiver of extradition paperwork. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you understand that you do not have to sign that paperwork?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you understand you have the right to have an extradition hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you'd be returned?
Yes.
Do you understand you have the right to bond, except if you have, but it would be delayed if you have local charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, that would delay any extradition. Do you want to give up those rights and sign the paperwork?
Yes, I do wish to
Has
give up those
anyone
rights.
threatened you, promised you anything to get you to sign the paperwork?
No, Your Honor.
Have you used any drugs, alcohol, or medicine in the last 24 hours that might affect your ability to understand what's going on?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I find that you've knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily signed the waiver. I'll also sign it. I'm directing the Sheriff's Office to notify New Mexico that you're ready to return. They have they'll have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless there are local charges pending. If there are local charges pending, the 30 days will not start to the conclusion of that case. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, if you would step over there and let me just prepare the paperwork. And there you go.
You can bring it.
Sorry.
You can bring it.
It's on top?
Okay. sign big and slowly for me, please? And one more time. Okay, you can finish that.
I have a question for you. We have also,
Yes, sir.
what we have left is Mr. Fields, but I see two or three people there.
I'm waiting for James Miles' paperwork
Okay,
with his new bond amount on there.
okay,
And the other one, I just didn't take him,
okay,
so we're good.
okay. Just want to make sure. I saw too many bodies back there. Oh, thank you. Here, appreciate it.
All good?
Yeah. And we just have to wait. They're waiting for Mr. Miles' paperwork.
Can you amend it so that I can sign it?
I thought I did.
You signed it, but I didn't sign off on it, that he was present.
So what do I have to do?
Just amend it, and then,
Hold on one
fine,
second.
you don't have to change anything. It's just-
Oh, there we go. And then do Stave?
Go ahead and sign.
Is it good now?
Just sign now, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I said you had closed it before I realized it.
You have to, does he have the envelope for the free trial?
Yeah, it's over here. Just so you know.
Mr. Fields, why don't you come on out? All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Stephen Fields, 11/18/1989.
Because the charge, we just called you separately, okay. Sir, you were charged with, you've got an out-of-county warrant from the Pioneer Justice Court, which I think is Pinal County, for criminal trespass in the third degree, and indecent exposure, class 1 misdemeanor. I don't have enough information. Are you working?
Yes.
About how much, what do you do?
I work for a trash can cleaning business,
About how much you make per month?
$2,000.
Okay, did they appoint a lawyer for you in the past?
No, so can I just
Okay,
tell you?
but let me explain you the difficulty I have. When it's something from out of county, I don't have much influence on the case. I just have to pretty much do what they're requesting. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to amend this a little bit. About how much you make per month?
Like $2,500.
$2,500. This is what I'm going to do. I think you're indigent, and a lawyer will be appointed for you at your next hearing down at that justice court. Okay. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim. Okay. And your court date is down in the address will be in your paperwork in the Pioneer Justice Court on June 19th at 8:30. You know what? I'm setting a bond at $250 cash. I don't know whether they're saying a lot more than that, but it was a little smudged, so it might have been. It wasn't clear. It might have been more, but I left it at the lower amount, which I think with the possibility. Okay.
Okay. Could I tell you?
Yeah.
What,
go ahead.
So originally that night I got arrested and went to jail. I had a court date, which I went to. I went to the court date, and when I got there, they had me sign a piece of paper saying this document is going to prove that you showed up for court.
Okay, but the problem is I don't have any of that because it's a different county. That's the problem. sir, that's why I mentioned to you. So I'm trying to make it as low as I can in regard to that, because there wasn't the greatest copy, but I made it that, okay? So this gentleman will take.
I don't have anybody.
Okay, I'm just telling you, sir, it's, your court date will be there in 3 days, or 2.5 days, all right? All right. I did amend it to give him a point of, I did amend it to say a lawyer will be appointed next court date.
I'm just waiting for your copy for now. They gave me it.
I'm supposed to say that he has a appointed lawyer.
The lawyer part?
I wrote here, one to be appointed in the next hearing. It didn't get signed?
But you appointed it as a lawyer, right?
I did, no, I said to be appointed at the next hearing.
Okay, it doesn't say that.
All right, does it have it now? Maybe?
Okay.
Good, all right, then we're all set? We're off the record then. Thank you. Pretty sure I have to call out. All right. One person is stirring. And person with crutches, you stay seated, sir. You stay seated, okay? No, stay seated. You. Please be seated now. All right, good evening, everybody. This is the 8 o'clock calendar. It's June 16, 2025. The court orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. When I call your name, come to the stand behind the podium, give me your name and your date of birth. I'm not going to list all your release conditions. They'll be on your paperwork. At a minimum, it will be no drive without a valid driver's license and no drugs without a valid prescription. All right, if I do set a secured appearance bond, you can go through a bonding company. It's my understanding they do have, collect calls. Their names and numbers are on some of the walls here in the jail. If you can't find it, you need assistance, ask one of the officers for assistance on that. All right. And if I say someone's on deck, they'll sit in the chair right before you get into the courtroom so you can get in there. All right. Juan Marmolejo. Are you by yourself now?
Yeah.
Anyone else coming?
Hopefully.
I know, I'm telling you, I'll go slower to help you out, just,
Right here?
yeah, that's fine.
Good evening.
Your name and date of birth, please.
01/01/2000, Juan Marmolejo.
All right, so you got two matters before me. One is a bench warrant, and, it's actually dating back from May of 2018, okay? And it was based on a facilitation to commit aggravated robbery. You already have an attorney on that, and next court date will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 for a status conference on June 23rd. You're not to possess any weapons, you're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim. So you're not on probation, are you? No, I tried changing that before. Hold on a second. I gotta just, it didn't change it before. Hopefully. Make sure it's signed, because each time I do sign, it goes back to the original one. Is it signed now? With probation, so it doesn't show being on probation. Good. I don't want to change it again. Each time I do it, it comes back to the old one. Okay. So you want, sir, you always have a right to make a statement, but I must tell you, everything's recorded. So always and you're not set for trial today, and always recommend to people not to talk about the facts of the cases today. Okay? But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
May I be able to say something?
Yeah, go ahead. You keep your hand down, you know.
The bench warrant that I have, sir, I never got to go to my last court because I got picked up by ICE.
Okay.
I was leaving the jail.
Okay, one thing I must tell you, given this present situation with ICE, you may want to,
I can't hear you.
you know, because of what's going on right now, you may not want to mention about that issue. You know what I mean?
I can't mention it?
Well, no, I advise you may not want to mention it because a lot of people are being picked up. Okay? Understand what I'm saying?
It's kind of my scare.
Okay, but anyway, still, it's been 7 years, it's still a bench warrant. But let me explain to you, let me explain something to you, how it explains it. And you want to talk to your lawyer about that, not on the record, okay? So it was, your judge said bond amount of $5,000. Now, but the problem is you got a new case, for resisting arrest and aggravated assault, all right? And I appointed a lawyer for that. Oh, I didn't tell you your court dates on the other one, sorry. It's on June 23rd at 8:30. Oh, I did tell you that one, that's right. Then a new case is resisting arrest and aggravated assault, first responder, 2 Class 6 felonies. Appointing a lawyer for you. You'll have a status conference on June 20th, and a preliminary hearing is June 25th, both at 175 West Madison, both at 8:30. Now, you're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol. All right, now, thing is, because you're out on release for another felony charge, which your initial appearance date was on or about March 31st, 2018, and I do find probable cause to believe that you committed these 2 felony offenses. I'm saying probable cause, not enough for conviction at this stage because it's not enough evidence. But pursuant to Rule 7.2b, you will be held without bond at this time. You're going to have an evidentiary hearing on June 23rd at 1:30 at that 175 West Madison Street, where I'll be hearing, and your lawyer will explain to you about whether to determine whether bond can be set. Okay, and you have a lot of things to talk to your lawyer privately. Okay, all right, step two. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, I just want to let you know certain things you want to talk to your lawyer about. Okay.
You said June 23rd, right?
Well, no, it'll be in your paperwork, but I'll just tell you. On the new case, it's June 20th, June 23rd, and June 25th. On the old case, it's June 23rd, okay?
So my next court date is June 23rd.
No, the first court date's the 20th.
Okay, thank you.
And it's on your, wherever your paperwork says, Nimshi Kushite with Jose Terrazas on deck. All right. Good evening, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
MC Cushite, 2465.
All right, so you got a total of 4 matters here. 3 of them are probation violations. And I can just tell you, let's see. And all 3 of them, you're alleged to violate Term 1, not being a law-abiding citizen. Let's do it one by one. In 2023, 116168, you're on probation for possession of narcotic drugs. On the other 2, it's 2023, 117623, 2023, 125432. You're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs. On all 3 of them, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. All right. Now, on those 3 probation violations, bond is now going to set each one at $250 each, so it's $750 total security appearance bond. If you get out, this will apply to even your 4th case. If you get out, you have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Can't possess or consume any alcohol, can't possess any weapons, and you can't possess any drugs without a valid prescription for it. Your court date is June 23rd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. That's your probation revocation arraignment hearing. That's going to be, and I'm appointing a lawyer for you. This courthouse, that courtroom will be in a different building than your other one, but ultimately they'll be put together in the same courtroom. So now, going to your new case, you have a charge of aggravated assault with a weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony. Appointing a lawyer for you in regard to this. Your compensation date will be, let me just double check something. Well, ironically, this will be at 2, you'll have to talk to your lawyer about it, make sure and let him know about the probation violations, because you're scheduled to have a status conference on June 23rd at 8:30 at 175 West Madison Street, same time as probation revocation hearing. So they'll put them all together. All right. You're not to return to the scene of the crime or initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription, and contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. I will tell you this: the prosecutors were asking for a bond of $15,000. I'm making bond $10,000 security appearance bond. All right. Step to your left, please. To your left, please, sir.
I didn't do none of that.
Well, that's the issue for you to talk to your lawyer about that.
For what? I didn't do none of that, man.
Talk to your lawyer about that, sir. This is not the trial. Step to your left.
I'm being blamed for all this. I'm on probation. I'm getting on probation in 3 months. I'm being blamed for all this. That's not
Okay.
true.
All right, step outside, please, sir.
Shit! Trying to hang me. What?
Do you want to have him brought out? Also, you want to have someone to get him?
Huh?
You want to have someone go get him now? We can. Hold on one second. I want to do it so make sure you can hear me, so that's fine. Yes, sir. I think it'll be quiet now. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Jose Terrazas, March 29, 1992.
Okay. All right, so you're on a probation violation warrant. By the way, Jaime Jimenez Hernandez on deck. You've got 2 probation violations, sir. Looks like you're on probation for in 2012 158364 for burglary in 2nd degree, and in 2022 126208 you're on probation for possession of narcotic drugs. For both of them, you're alleged to have violated terms 4, 5, and 7. I'm appointing a lawyer for you for both, and obviously the court date will be the same for each one, all right? Your court date will be June 23rd, which is a week from this morning, at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. And you're not, in regards to the burglary charge, you're not returning to the scene of the crime of the victims on the case. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. On the matter on which you're on probation for burglary, another judge set bond for you in the amount of $900. And in regard to the other one, which you're on the drug charge, you're on probation. I mean, the bond was set at $100, so it's a total $1,000 security appearance bond. If you post for bond, make sure you show up for court and contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All right, step to your left, please.
Thank you.
All right, Jaime Jimenez Hernandez with Justin Fulton on deck. Evening, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Jaime Jimenez, 8476.
August 4th, 76?
8476.
Okay. You're here on a bench warrant at Superior Court on possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony. No, actually, this is based on a probation violation. Let me just, and you already have an attorney on the case. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson for a non-witness violation hearing on June 23rd at 8:30. And I got to change this, by the way. Okay. You're not to possess any weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. I'm having trouble with something on the computer. I'll be right with you. Okay, now, is it so signed with the probation term on it? This is showing it being signed. When I do edit, it just goes back to the original thing.
It doesn't show any updates.
See, if I do save, you see how it hits in 72 hours? Then I'll do save, right? Oh, good, now it's on it. So, should I sign it now?
Yeah.
So I mean, I went back to it, that doesn't have those terms. I'll do it again. Just show it now.
No.
All right, we're gonna have to hold off.
Try doing it.
Doing what?
Try doing it and then sign it and save it.
Right, I've done it, made the change here. But if I do signature, I'll go back to where it was. I'll try save again. Okay, I'll try.
Try closing it out.
See, edit, that's what I'm saying, I'm trying to.
Try closing ISIS out completely
All right.
and then see if that helps.
But you can see what the problem has been, yeah. had the same problem before. If I just did save, it worked. You know. So what's your date of birth again?
8476.
76, that's right.
Number 9.
Why was
Number 9.
19, yeah, there we go. See, ordinarily we'd have a judicial signature right here, you know what I mean? Yeah, on an edit, it would be here. So I'll do signature again, see if it works. No, we're gonna have to do it later, okay? We'll fix. Officers, we're gonna have to give an amended sheet in a bit, okay? All right, if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release, okay? And no drugs, no weapons, no alcohol. Now, your judge said bond for you in the amount of $500 security appearance bond. So if you get out, contact your probation officer. We'll get your paperwork since we resolve this computer issue. Okay? Step your list, please. Justin Fulton with DeAndre Riley on deck. Okay, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Justin Fulton, 01/27/2000.
Okay, you got two matters before me, both probation violations, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and you're alleged to have violated term 1. You being held on something besides these?
It was a misdemeanor warrant for a failure to appear to court.
Which court?
What's the next one over? It's
Phoenix?
not. It's misdemeanor court. It's not felony.
Yeah, no, Phoenix, right?
Phoenix. Yeah. So
and they're holding you on that?
Yeah, they're
Because
holding.
you're wearing an orange shirt, that's why I ask.
What was that?
You're wearing an orange shirt, that's why a lot of times means you're being held on something else.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I got page 2. I didn't.
I know,
realize-
that's what, I just want to make sure we get everything here in front of us. I can't do anything about Phoenix, but I appointed a lawyer for you on both. You're going to have your revocation arraignment hearing on June 23rd at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. That's separate and distinct from Phoenix. Okay, even though this is in Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
If you get out, contact your probation officer in 72 hours. Can't possess any weapons, no drugs, without a valid prescription, no alcohol. And that's in 2022, 118959002. The other one's 2021, 33912. So the same terms. And that one, the bond is only is $100, so that's a lot. So you combine the two, it's $100 and $250, a total of $350 security appearance bond. But make sure if you get out and post your bond, you contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All right?
Yes, sir.
Step to your left, please. DeAndre Riley with Larry Patton on deck. All right, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
DeAndre Riley, 020703.
All right, you're here in a probation violation also. And let me see what you're here in probation. You're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. You're alleged to violate term 1. Appoint a lawyer for you. You'll also be at 201 West Jefferson for your probation revocation arraignment hearing on June 23rd at 8:30. I said you're alleged to violate term 1. Can't possess any weapons, consume any alcohol, or possess it. And no drugs without a valid prescription. And likewise, if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. I've set bond for you in the amount of $100 security appearance bond. So if you post it, you know what you've got to do, right?
Yes.
All right, step to your left, please. Larry Patton with Boudreaux Rivera on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Larry Patton, June 4, 274.
Okay, give me. Okay, so you're here on a bench warrant at Superior Court on drug paraphernalia charge. You already have a lawyer. Your next court date will be at 201 West Jefferson at 8:30 for probation revocation arraignment hearing. Okay, it's a bench warrant based on a probation matter. No weapons, no possession or consumption of alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And if you post your bond, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5, and bond has been set in the amount of $250 security appearance bond by your judge. All right, step to your left, please. Bodro Rivera with Leland Bishop on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Pedro Rivera, 06/20/1997.
All right, sir, you got a warrant at a Highland Justice Court. It's not the first time you've been in this court. Apparently, you've been released twice from this court, and you still didn't show up for court there. So I'm appointing a lawyer for you on the drug paraphernalia charge. It's in the Highland Justice Court. The address will be in the paperwork. Your next court date will be there at 8:30 in the morning on June 19th. Even though they want a $500 bond, I'm going to make it a $50 bond. You just got to show up. That's all. All right, step to your left, please. Leland Bishop with Amina Daniels on deck.
Leland Bishop, March 5th, 1971.
Okay, sir, you're at a warrant at Kyrene Justice Court. The address will be in your paperwork. I'm driving a license suspended. I assume you did not have a pleasant time this afternoon or today, did you? Being in the
sir.
So
No, Your Honor.
that means better off you show up in court, doesn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Charge. So I'm expecting you to be there at the Kyrene Justice Court on July 7th at 9:30 in the morning, and I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. I'm giving you a break, but be smart. You know what I mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you'll probably be out in about 4 hours, approximately. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Once they
Thank you.
process you. Step to your left, please. Amina Daniels with Andrianette Arvizo on deck. And if you want to lean on the podium, whenever it makes you comfortable. That's why I was telling you before, you didn't have to stand up.
I
Okay?
didn't.
Now, if you want to, in fact, if yes, is there a chair you can sit on?
He's saying if you want to lean on the counter, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, whatever's better for you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Give me your name and your date of birth, please.
My birthday, my name is Amina Sharif Daniels. My birth date is July 8th, 1969.
Okay, you've got an arrest warrant on a transportation into or sale of narcotic drugs, class 2 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you, and I know you didn't appear in this court. I don't know if you weren't served or what the case may be, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I looked at the fact that the prosecutors originally were sending a summons to you.
Can I?
So, let me finish. Okay. I may say something, and you don't want to talk me out of it, okay?
Okay.
Get no drugs without a valid prescription. I'm releasing you to pretrial services, so you'll be getting out in a few hours.
Okay.
Read that packet carefully, because you've got to contact them to make sure you're in compliance with their orders, and also you're going to have to do drug testing. If you don't do all those things, there'll be another warrant, and you'll be back here, and you don't want that, right?
No, I don't.
So, you'll be released in a few hours, okay?
Okay.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to talk me out of it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I said you may hold off, all right?
I wanted to say, I never did any of this.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I was never arrested for this or any.
I know, I took that in consideration.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. And I don't know who, I mean, it's not me who did
Okay,
it.
talk to your lawyer about those things, okay? I don't want you to put on the record anything about the facts of the case. All right, I lost track of where we are. Let's see. Adrianette Arvizo with Selena Dominguez on deck. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Andrew Arvizo, 3986.
All right, you were charged with a couple of domestic violence charges, assault, and disorderly conduct. At this point, I can't appoint an attorney for you. And this will be out of the Goodyear City Court. The address will be on your paperwork. I can't tell you whether they'll appoint a lawyer for you or not. That'll be up to them. Your arraignment hearing at the Goodyear City Court is July 2nd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Make sure you're there. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim, all right? But I'm going to release you on your own recognizance so you get out. But abide by all your terms and show up for court. All right, step to your left, please. Selena Dominguez with Israth Amaya on deck. All right. If you want to keep the mask on, you go ahead.
Thank you.
You feel more comfortable, okay? Just as long as I can understand you.
I have a cold.
Okay? So speak a little bit louder, okay?
Okay.
Your name and date of birth, please.
Selena Luis Dominguez, 11/30 of 1992.
All right, you have a bench warrant out of Superior Court on a burglary in the 3rd degree, and you already have an attorney. Your next court date will be at 201 West Jefferson on June 24th at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with any alleged victim or victims. Your judge set bond for you in the amount of a security appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. Okay, that's what you, because you didn't show up for court. All right, step to your left, please. Israth Amaya with Robert Savis on deck. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
What's that?
Your name and date of birth.
Israel Maya, February 19th, 2001.
All right, now you have a warrant out of the Desert Ridge Justice Court up north a little bit. The address will be on your paperwork. You've got 2 charges, the watercraft speed restrictions and failure to appear. I can't appoint a lawyer for you due to the nature of the charges, but your court date at Desert Ridge Justice Court is on July 7th at 1:30. And sir, they wanted a $100 cash bond on you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I hope you'll show up for court because it's a whole lot better than being here, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be out in a few hours, but make sure you make your court dates. All right? Step to your left, please. Robert Savis with, all right. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Robert Aceves, 05/18/2000.
Okay, so you've got 2 matters before me. One is probation violation matter, so let's deal with that first. It's 2025-111717. I appoint a lawyer for you, and you're alleged to violate term 1, and it looks like you're on probation for a possession or sale of I'd say weapons charge. I see that. And you can't possess any weapons, no alcohol, possessing or consuming it, no drugs without a valid prescription. You get out with this, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson for a probation revocation arraignment hearing, June 23rd at 8:30. Bond is set on that one is $500 security appearance bond. Now, in your new case, it's 2025-124980. Here's the situation, and I've sort of amended the release conditions on this one. I'll explain why. You've got the misdemeanor charge, domestic violence charges, aggravated assault, adult on a minor, I think that was your brother, assault, class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal damage, class 2 misdemeanor. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your court dates on that. Let me just see something. Yeah, explain to your lawyer, because there'll be 2 lawyers, but it'll eventually it'll be in 2 different places, they'll be combined, that you've got the probation violation the same as, they'll probably bring it to the new charges first. And so tell them so they don't issue a warrant on the probation violation, because your court date is also June 23rd at 8:30 at 175 West Madison for a status conference, and your witness preliminary hearing scheduled for June 25th at 8:30. Bond is set in the amount of $1,500 security appearance bond. Now, let me go through everything here. If you can obviously get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours, no weapons, no drugs. And you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, not to initiate contact with alleged victims. However, you can return one time to the scene of alleged crimes, one time with a police officer on civil standby to pick up your personal effects. And this is what I've added, because I read what the facts in terms of, I have an idea of what I think it's your mother's feelings are in regard to the case. I'm saying you could return to the scene of the alleged crimes and/or initiate contact with the alleged victims with their prior written approval. Okay, because I made this special addition, but you still got to post your bond and abide by probation and keep in contact with your probation officer. Okay? All right, so if you would step to your left. Now, we have several people who are house calls, all because unable to function.
Yeah, we got 3 house calls.
Yeah, you'll have to show me how we're gonna fix that one thing. But let me just do the house call. I know.
Unless you clear it?
I don't know. Maybe that'll work, okay. Let's do that so I can get the paperwork to him. That was on 19, right? That's a good idea. All right, what is it, Chip? Does it say anything about contacting probation officer in 72 hours? No? Every time I do it, if I sign it, it changes it back.
Do you want to try modifying it and you get back to me?
Let me just try one more time. We'll have to get to the, it's not working for some reason. All right, we'll have to schedule the paperwork because I can't do anything about it right now here. All right. Now we have we've done everybody. We've done the whole calendar up with the. Okay. All right. The first one is Eliezer Olivares, number 5, unable to function. 2 counts of artifice, shoplift. Appointed an attorney for him. Her next court date will be 175 West Mass Street for a status conference at 6:23, witness preliminary hearing 6:25. I know she has 5 priors and 7 failures to appear. You can't return to the scene of alleged crime or initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, and bond is set in the amount of $1,000. Austin Keith also is unable to function. He's charged with aggravated assault, first responder, resisting arrest, just violently conduct and threatening and intimidating. Appoint a lawyer. His release is due at 175 West Madison. Status conference July 1st at 8:30. A witness preliminary hearing on July 3rd. He's not to return to the scene of alleged crime or have any contact with the alleged victim. No weapons and no alcohol. He'll be released to pretrial services under their supervision. And finally, with Gustave Muderwa, charged with aggravated assault, threatening, and intimidating. Appoint a lawyer. Court dates will be at 175 West Madison, 8:30, 6:23. Status conference, 6:25 preliminary hearing. No contact with the alleged victim. No contact with the arresting officer. I know the victim. I read the victim's statement. The state was recommending a bond of $50,000 and I've set bond, the amount of $10,000 security appearance bond. She has to contact her case manager within 24 hours of release from custody also. Okay? And we'll work on the other ones from there and then give it to you so you can send to them. All right?